Hello everyone and welcome to the live stream. I'm Emmanuel, I am a Boeing 737 pilot, and today we'll take you on a hopefully busy event from Amsterdam to London Heathrow and back towards Amsterdam. So, the flight planning is complete already, however, let me nonetheless give you a small glimpse of our flight plan. So, I hope you're all doing good. I hope you're all having a great weekend. Hope you had a great weekend depending on your personal time. And now, let's actually get there and let's actually start doing something that I tend to call useful. So here's the operational flight plan. Hope you're having a good view of it right now. So let's go through the theory first. We have a little bit of time. The event only starts in 28 minutes. So let's take a little bit of time to have a look through the flight plan and what it all means. So today we're flying the 737-700 Papa Hotel Bravo Golf uniform. That's a KLM 737. I've configured it as good as possible to the real-life aircraft, but it may not be 100% spot on. Anyway, we're planned at Costinx 30. It's just a very short flight and we're planned at level 240 only, and by now I can't even tell you if air traffic control is actually going to give it to us. But we'll try to be among the first on the way out towards London to avoid the Lambo holding. I have a friend who is flying for Lufthansa, and at the point where I reached around about 500 flight hours in real life, I started bragging about it like, hey, I've reached 500 hours now, so I am no longer a second officer by my company standards. And then he was like, oh, 500 hours, that's about as much as I spent in the Lambo holding. Well, we'll try not to join him today, but we'll see about it. In any case, today is one of those days where we are definitely going to take a little bit of extra fuel along. So, looking at the weather forecast then, London Heathrow is giving us light winds coming from the northeast, so most likely runway 09 in use, and a few clouds. And for the forecast, there is a chance, prop 30, temporarily showers of rain with a slightly reduced visibility at 8,000 meters, so that's nothing that would influence us at all. And looking at the planning, our alternate is Manchester. That's got very good weather forecast, so at least in terms of the weather there's no reason to take any extra fuel. Quick glance at the NOTAMs as well. Looking into here, a lot of stuff that's not really interesting for us, and nothing related to the arrivals or to the runway, so that is actually pretty good. Alright, and I've got a question in there what my GPU usage is at the moment, and that is roughly 80%-ish. Roughly 80%. So, hello to everybody in the comments, by the way. Adrian, MFS Pilot. Spanish name that I probably can't pronounce. Yonut, Dennis, Grandam, BTH and Maiden. Marvin, Grüße in den Ruhrpott. And Ofran, of course, as well. And MFS Pilot, we will set the weight through the MCDU menus. I'm going to show you that in a moment. Just quickly finishing off with all our flight plan. But I think we've seen what we needed to see. The last thing here, the Logan arrival is in, so that's quite important as well, that you check that you have the correct sit and the correct star in your flight plan. And since we're in Amsterdam, taxi is going to be a bit longer, so we've got 227 kilos of taxi fuel planned. Alright, Kyoto, is the actual 737-700 checklist online and available to all? Well, it depends on what you mean by the actual checklist. The normal checklists that I'm using are not available online because they are my company's checklist and I'm not allowed to share them. Mohammed, thank you very much. Typewritten cadet for the 737. Well, first of all, congratulations, man. You are going to have the time of your life, that much I can tell you. So take the most out of the videos here, because you can learn a lot with it. And Daniel, does anybody have a problem with the rudder? Well, that is a good point actually, and something that might be worth checking if I have finally done my setup correctly. No, I've not. I've still... This is what we're looking for. Apply and save. Alright. Good. So, in terms of the fuel, we have diversion fuel for Manchester, 1.4 tons. The weather at our destination is good with 2 runways. So basically we could definitely go with a minimum. But we will probably not need the minimum fuel today. Just for the VATSIM event, let's take 15 minutes on top. Being among the first to depart, I don't expect that we'll have that much of holding. So let's take 15 minutes. That is about 600 kilos-ish. So that makes 5.6 tons of fuel for our departure. Right, and Dennis, is it normally the first officer's task to brief the captain on the NOTAMs? No, it's not. It's actually both pilots that have to view the NOTAMs independently, and then you just talk about it in the pre-flight briefing. But it's both pilots who should definitely view the NOTAMs independent of one another, so that you can be sure that nothing is missed. Alright, so that concludes our operational flight plan for now. Let's have a quick look at the aircraft as well. Do a quick walk around here before we depart. So tab probes, AOA vane and pitot covers. Still missing a little bit of detail in the wheel well here, but the most important things to check for the walk around are here. Having a look at the tires, having a look at the steering cables here, that there is nothing damaged. Make sure there is no bird sticking anywhere here, and that the lights are not damaged. Right, on the FO side is again the pitot probes for the FOs and for the standby, and the AOA vane. Going on here, our static ports are looking good as well, and most importantly, that green little thing you see down here, that is basically an indicator of the pilot's oxygen system. So when that green bar is blown out, the airplane is grounded. No damages on the wings or on the lights. The engine is looking good as well. The fan blades are not damaged. Moving on, quick look beneath the engine. It's very easy to hit the runway with the engine pods on landing. So that's why we also have a look beneath the engine to make sure that there is no damage over there. Here, of course, the lights should be on, but we haven't powered the airplane up yet. On the backside, 2 static wick discharges. That's what we're looking for. Going over to the engine itself, no visible damage over here. Again, the wheels, no damage. Make sure that the brake indicator pins are still sticking out of that metal frame over here. And the same, of course, on the other hand side, and make sure that there are no fluids leaking out. Alright, so moving on to the wheel well. Well, it's all dark in here, but we can kind of see a bit. Anyway, no fluid leaking out, that's the most important thing here. Since we have some typewriting cadets in the video, those are the important things here. That is the hydraulic tanks. And then looking over here, that one is the standby hydraulic reservoir. Right, and that little pin you see over here, that basically serves as a mechanism to stop the landing gear from retracting in case something is broken. So if any debris or something hit this little pin while the gear is being retracted, the gear is immediately going to stop the gear retraction to avoid damage to the wheel well. So now that you know this, don't go and brag about it in your typewriting class, okay? Just don't. It's the kind of stuff that the instructors are going to tell you at the beginning of the line training or maybe in the base training, depending on how your airline handles it. Up here, by the way, the elevator fuel probes. Very important to check that they are not damaged as well, because they are a commonly overlooked area. Just like making sure that there is no removed before flight pin hanging down from them. Alright, so again, check the brake indicator pins. Check the tires, make sure there is no damage, no birds sticking in anywhere. And over here, everything's looking good. Once we get the more detailed external model that PMDG is working on, I'm going to give you a few more details about what's actually going on in the wheel well. So the rest of it on this side is checking the same that you would check on the other side. Small thing here. Whom of you knows what this is? This one over here. This is, by the way, the reason why passengers are not allowed to walk underneath the wing. So, this is the fuel overflow vent. So if you are refueling the wing tanks and for some reason the automatics are not stopping the refueling at the appropriate time, then the fuel would flow out at this position. And of course you don't want any passengers to stand beneath it when there is any fuel coming out. And that's the very reason why passengers are not allowed to walk underneath the wing. Right, checking the engine, make sure there's everything fine over here. Checking the fan blades, leading edge flap and the lights. And also important to check the ram air inlet door over here, or rather look inside it, because that is a very popular place with birds to do their nesting, and that's really something you don't want in the air conditioning system. I don't mind a good scrambled egg, but I do mind getting it without ordering it. Right, so time to head over into the flight deck then. And let's start doing some stuff inside here. Alright, cool. So, let's actually start powering our airplane up. And the very first thing, let's get ground services doing their stuff. So we said we'll take 5.6 tons of fuel. And then of course we want our loaders. Start loading up the plane, so we're looking for 700 kilos in the front hold only, nothing in the aft. So, on with our safety checks. So for those of you who are doing the type rating, when you're powering the plane up, it needs 4 minutes until the stick shaker test is actually going to work. But in the real plane, if you press the button without having waited those 4 minutes, it usually starts shaking for a split second before it goes off again. That is sufficient to treat the test as passed. So just in case you don't want to waste your personal time, then that's something you can consider doing. Alright, so with that complete, I'll open the ground services menu over here. Fueling can start now. Then let's quickly do our setup over here. Enough data out of date. Yeah, I forgot to update my IRAC. So we'll compare the route with the chart very carefully today to make sure that everything is actually in order. So we've got a 700, IRAC is noted, 24K engines, We are in Echo Hotel Alpha Mike, and we are going to take the GPS left position from the moment that it's available. So in the meantime, let's quickly log onto VATSIM. I really hope that I haven't chosen a gate where somebody else is sitting on. Should probably have logged on earlier. And of course I've chosen a gate where there's somebody sitting on. Okay. Well, in that case, he's been here first. We have no option but to change our stand. Small trick here. If you put the simulator into time acceleration and then take half the simulation rate, then you can more or less easily reposition your aircraft. Well, not an optimal position here, but it's the best I can do. That's why, always lock into VATSIM on the first opportunity. Oh well, doesn't matter. Okay, let's quickly realign the IRSs though. They will probably not like this. In the meantime, we can go on over here already though. So we're going from Amsterdam. Let's do flight plan request here. Amsterdam to Heathrow. Select. Alright, so, route uplink is ready. So yeah, I promised you guys that I would show you how to load up the airplane. So basically what I'm doing here is the real-time loading. So let's request our jetway here. There it comes. So if you do the real-time stuff, you have it here in the menu, FS Actions, Ground Services. And over here you can do all kind of stuff like requesting a fuel truck to fuel you up, telling the plane how many passengers you want, and then boarding in real time, and all this good stuff over here. Now, if you just want an instant load, you can also go into FS Actions, Fuel, put your fuel in here, and then Payload, put your payload in here. You can also just type the 0 fuel weight from your flight plan, and that also loads the airplane up. So that's the quick and dirty way of doing things. I prefer doing it this full way. And this real-time way. Only thing we still got to do when we've called the jetways to open the door manually. I don't know why that's not implemented, but it's definitely something that I'm going to bring up. Alright, so we can start the boarding over here. By the way, what's the temperature? Is it really just 16 degrees? Can hardly believe it. Amsterdam, well, the Netherlands are rather close to where I live, and where I am it's 23 right now, and it's been 37 yesterday. But anyway, if it's 16 degrees, then at least that means we won't need any air conditioning to run right now. So, for those of you who want to follow along with the setup, let me just bring the OFP back on screen for you. Here it is. Right, so let's need about 30 seconds time off before you can start the realignment process. And now, of course, let's get the GPS position already. Prompt is going to show up any moment. Here it is. Perfect. So departure runway is probably going to be 36 left today. And then which departure is it? It's the Vola 3 Victor departure. Route, and then for the arrival. Don't know if it's going to be 9 left or right. I'll just plan on 9 right for now. And then Logan to Hotel. It is with the Lambo transition. Right, cost index 30, reserve fuel is going to be 2.4, And we are running a zero fuel weight today of 49.7. Planned cruise level is 240. Cruise wind 232 at 44. Now, if you've watched my tutorials, you will know that you are supposed to enter the top of climb wind here. The reason I'm putting the cruise wind in nonetheless is just because we have such a short flight today that it hardly makes a difference at all. What am I doing here? Here we go, 25 miles. And because it is such a short flight, we'll also put in the descent forecast and everything already, so that we really can spend the time we have for the important things in flight. So on a short sector like the one today, we're planned with a flight time of, it says 54 minutes, but believe me, it's going to be less, unless we're entering the holding, then it's going to be a lot more. So 235 at 42. And then 259 at 10. And the destination QNH is going to be 1014. Alright, that is basically as much done as we could do. For the pre-flight procedure, if you want to see it in detail, I recommend you look at my tutorial videos, where I went into great detail of what exactly I'm doing here. Okay, so we said we wanted something in the front hold only, so let's get rid of the aft loaders. Nope. Alright, that is basically it. Okay. Alright, so that is basically basic setup done. Now give me a short moment. So the next question is there ATC online already? Yes, they are, fully online. That's not bad. 5 minutes early, very good. Let's try to get our clearance then. 121.975.
Lufthansa 211 negative, the squawk 7337. 7337 squawk. Lufthansa 211 correct, report fully ready at Schiphol planner 121.650. Report fully ready 121.650.
Schiphol delivery, good evening, KLM 57 X-ray Victor information, Bravo request clearance to London Heathrow.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, goedenavond, cleared London Heathrow, Vola 3 Victor departure, runway 36 left, initial climb flight level 60, squawk 7343.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor is cleared to London Heathrow, Vola 3 Victor departure, runway 36 left, climb flight level 60, squawk 7343.
57 X-ray Victor, correct. Report fully ready at triple planner 121.650.
121.650 KLM 57 X-ray Victor. Thank you, bye bye.
Bye.
KLM 70 Alpha requesting Ifr Clearance to Heathrow.
KLM 70 Alpha, goedenavond. Cleared London.
Okay, let's call him real quick and see if there's any slot already on file for us. Schiphol Planner, good evening, KLM 57 X-ray Victor.
Hello, KLM 57 X-ray Victor.
And 57 X-ray Victor, I just wanted to check if you guys are issuing slots already.
Not yet.
Alright, we'll try to be as fast as possible then. Otherwise, we'd like to reserve one in 10 minutes. Alright, so they are not slotting yet. That's definitely something good already. So, then let's get something more useful done. So, I'll quickly prepare the charts for you guys so that you can actually see something useful. Stand by. Alright, so that's our departure chart, and we'll also get out some taxi charts. Probably need the airport, the parking stones, and that should be pretty much it. Okay, so are you ready for the departure briefing?
Hello, KLM 216 Charlie, information Bravo current.
Then
1014, contact Schiphol ground south on frequency 121.7.
it's Echo Hotel Alpha Mike to Echo Golf Lima Lima, with the Kilo Lima Mike 57 X-ray Victor. The routing is leading us via the Vola 3 Victor departure to Itrid, Lima 980 Logan, and Logan Hotel 2 Hotel arrival into London Heathrow, with a ground distance of 239 versus 241, and come on, start calculating. Oh, we're gonna get there eventually. 3.9 versus required fuel for Manchester of 2.4. Time UTC is 1728, altimeter 1014, reading -5 feet-ish. The MFRA is going to be 1000 feet, flight directors are on -master, standby instruments set. It's going to be a left seat takeoff, runway 36 left, flaps 5, NADP2, and we have an EOSIT going straight at 25 miles from the airport to pick up the hold in 3000 feet. That's safe above the MSA of about 2000 feet-ish. And our emergencies are as briefed in the crew room. For the pushback, it's going to be to the left-hand side. We're parking down here, and then it's out via, well, we'll see, Alpha something onto the Bravos. Then we'll go via Bravo all the way over here. Charlie, Whiskey 5, Victor, runway 36 left. We'll take Victor 2 figures to be on the safe side here. Our departure is the Vola 3 Victor departure. That is on a chart over here. Let's see, 10-3 X-01, effective 19th of May. Initial climb clearance flight level 60, that is the same that we've gotten from ATC.
Good evening,
For the FMC, runway 36 left, Vola 3 Victor departure. So, the transition altitude is 3000 feet versus 3001 feet in the FMC. Leading us onto the routing, RNAV 1 required, remain at tower until 2000 and contact Schiphol departure 121.205. Speed max 250, below flight level 100 unless otherwise instructed, and that is what we have in here as well. However, what we will do is put 220 knots in for the first turn and flight level 60 as the first cleared level as well. For the routing then, we climb on the runway track to left key, that's 002 versus 001. Then we'll do a left-hand turn, 313, 3 miles, Alpha Mike 0904. And in here we have the speed and the altitude restriction. Then left 270, 5 miles, Alpha Mike 090. Left 211, 3 miles to Basi. And then 241, 3 miles to... Actually no, 13 miles to Vola. And from there on, it's then 231, 31 miles inbound to Itrid. Alright, initial track 002. And that's pretty much it. Do you have any questions about the departure briefing? So, what I could actually do, 7343, that's what ATC gave us. Okay, so they can start the loading over here. The boarding is finished. Let's fire up the APU. So, yeah, I see somebody saying already, the longest taxi ever. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Alright, let's do some takeoff performance calculation then. We are in Echo Hotel Alpha Mike. On the runway 36 left, we'll take the Victor 3 figures. No, sorry, Victor 2 we set. Runway is dry and we have the wind. 300 at 9, temperature is 161014. Let's see, performance limited weight is max takeoff weight, that's very good. So we'll just quickly have to wait until they have finished loading the cargo over here before we can start doing our final calculations. In the meantime, let's do the dispatch. That's London Heathrow, 09 right, 2.5, dry. We'll take 5 knots of tailwind and 18 degrees 1014 with a flap full. Let's see. Landing weight is max landing weight 65317. You actually have to do this before every single one flight, just in case some of you are wondering. So while the guys are still loading back there,
contact ground south from 121.7. Bye bye.
121.7. Ciao.
so, basically, we are finished with the loading. Let's go ahead then. Zero fuel weight is 49.5 versus 49.7. 200 kilos less, that's alright, and that gives me gross weight of 55,200. Alright, calculate. So, that is a 22k takeoff at 61 degrees. 86.6 versus 85.9, that's well within limits.
Goedenavond, Callouts 73 Romeo, 66270.
So, flaps 5, CG, trim 5.4, and the takeoff speeds. We'll take them from the FMC. As said, virtual performance tool only has the 800, not the 700. So that's why we want to make sure that we are on the correct speed for the aircraft type that we are flying. Right, 129 in here, and that's pretty much it. So,
information Bravo, QNH1014, contact the ground on 121.8.
Then let's go ahead with our checklists. Safety inspection checklist and before start checklist down to the line, please. Surfaces and shocks, checked. Maintenance status, checked. Battery on. Electric hydraulic pumps on. Landing gear lever down. Ship's library, checked. RS mode selectors, nav, gear pins are here, 1 to 3 removed. So, actually got the light test left over here. So, light test is checked, oxygen. Oh boy, I've omitted half the procedures it seems. Is tested 100%. Yaw damper on, nav transfer display switches, normal auto. Fuel, 4,938 required, we have 5,600 on board, 4 pumps on. Cabin utility IV galley power on, emergency exit lights armed, fasten belts on, window heat on, air cannon press, PAX auto, bleeds on set. Let's actually start pumping some air into the aircraft. So, pressurization mode selector, auto, instruments, cross-checked, auto brakes, RTO, hydraulics. Normal, speed brake. Down to 10, parking brake set, stop and cutout switches, normal, Wilbur fire warning checked, radius radar and transponder, set and standby, radar and aileron trims 3 and 0. Takeoff briefing discussed, PA complete, well we'll just assume it complete. FMC and CDU are set, M1IS box automatic, reduce 22k, 262729 set. Stop trim 5.4, set, performance weight balance, sign send, phones off, EFB, airplane mode stowed, flight windows and cockpit door, locked, doors closed. Well, are they? No, they are not. See, there we go again, rhyming responses. Now they're closing. Right, ground power can go. That's pretty much everything done. Trucks are out. Right, so that's...
KLM sinds hier Alpha requesting start and push.
Doors closed, passengers seated before start checklist complete.
Last station taken.
KLM 70 Alpha requesting start and push.
Hello, KLM 70 Alpha, 6 o'clock, 6261.
Squawk 626.
Right, let's start preparing the aircraft. KLM 57 X-ray, Victor requesting pushback and startup.
KLM 57 X-ray, Victor information, Bravo, QNH 101 for Express calls, contact ground south, 121.7, bye bye.
Info Bravo 1014, 121.7, KLM 57 X-ray Victor, bye bye. That's very good, no slot. Alright, so...
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead, flight deck. We will be ready shortly. Understood.
So, these guys are basically ready. Scupper Grant, good evening, KLM 57 X-ray Victor, request pushback and startup. It was 121.7, wasn't it?
KLM 57
Oh yeah, here we go.
X-ray, Victor, good evening, all position, there's aircraft behind you.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, hold position. Right, so 37 we've been ready, so all the delay from now on goes on air traffic control. Oh, that's him. He's probably just ready.
Left via Alpha 5, Quebec, at Whiskey 5, cross runway 36 center.
That's taxi via Alpha 5, Alpha, make for 36 center for Wave 079.
079 affirm and via Quebec and at Whiskey 5, cross runway 36 center. Breakback KLM 21 Victor Charlie monitor ground 11.8.
121 decimal 8, KLM 21 Victor Charlie.
And with your 79, just to confirm, Alpha 5 was correct. Thereafter,
Right, I told you.
Quebec,
It's waiting and waiting.
Then at Whiskey 5.
That's what all of aviation is about. So, a quick review of the taxi as we are expecting it.
And yeah, so Alpha 5, Alpha...
Just shrink that chart down a little. That should do better. So,
Correct.
basically the Wizz Air is gone, so we should get taxi any moment. And then our pushback is basically from down here into Alpha 5. We'll have to ask him which side he wants the aircraft to face, because the way this looks, it should actually be towards the gate, and then we taxi out like this. But I'll have to confirm with ATC in which direction he wants it. Then most likely Alpha 6 onto Bravo, or onto Alpha and then southbound via Quebec. I think the Wizz Air has just gotten Quebec. Yeah, Andrew Meyer, hurry up and wait, the story of aviation. That's exactly it. You run in order to make your report time, even though you know the airplane is going to be an hour late from the previous shift. But that's exactly it. Hurry up and wait. So let's see, we should be clear now, as far as I can see. KLM 57 X-ray Victor, is there any other traffic coming in that's going to block us?
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, this is called about to call you. Pushback is approved, Bravo, Unit 174.
Very good, push and start approved. KLM 57 X-ray Victor. Just confirm, are we facing north or south?
The chart should say, I see from the pushback truck facing, so from the pushback truck is a right turn, so you will be facing the terminal, so about northwest.
Perfect, thanks. Just wanted to be 100% sure that we've interpreted the chart correctly. Alright, below the line. Air compacts off, anti-collision light on, parking brake set, transponder alt off before start checklist complete. Oh, no, that remains on.
Cockpit to ground. Go ahead, flight deck. We are ready for pushback and engine start. Understood. Release the parking brakes, please. Parking brake released. Pushing back.
I'm an aviator. How do you prepare yourself for such a big airport with this many taxiways? Basically study the taxi charts and also have a look into the general charts if you're not familiar with it, to be sure that if there is a standard taxi system or something like that. So start engine number 2. That said, we do have the one that I was briefed about.
Welcome to Schiphol, taxi to Delta 31.
2. All pressure, N1. And you have standard taxi systems like these in many airports. For example, in a Rome Fiumicino, they might just tell you taxi standard 1, then they expect you to know where to go. Barcelona also has standard taxi systems. Madrid, Palma de Mallorca, especially Palma de Mallorca. In Mallorca, all they do is tell you. Oh no, that's the wrong direction. In Mallorca, all they do is tell you something like taxi gate something via, and then they only tell you the intersection between the main taxiway and between the
parking brakes set. Understood.
Apron,
okay,
and the rest of it you have to figure out on your own.
To pin is out. Good engine starts from my side. I'll see you on your left hand side. Thanks. And you can disconnect and go to hand signals. Thanks, have a good flight, and we'll see you later.
Okay, starting 1. And 2, oil pressure, and 1. Okay, and by the way, what happened, I had to apply a little bit of brakes to stop the push because I'm not used to having to steer the pushback manually, so I kinda overshot the default pushback direction a little bit. And I thought before I'm going into another taxi lane, let me just stop the push manually. That's what happened there. We have started cutout, monitor number 1, and the number 1 is stable. Flight control check. Full up, full down, neutral, full left, full right, neutral, rudders, left, right,
For that, just to confirm,
neutral.
correctly, you don't have the Delta 31 on.
So before taxi checks, generators on, APU off, start switches continuous, ProPeat on, NTIs off, air conditioning, PAX auto, bleeds on, isolation valve auto, flaps. That's 5 required, 5 selected, and green light. Step jump 5.4 required set. Start levers, idle tent, flight controls checked, and recall checked. Before taxi checklist complete.
On Alpha 9 and turn left, and then it will be the first gate on the left hand side. No problem.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, request taxi.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, taxi to runway 36 left, left turn via Alpha 5, Quebec, Whiskey 5, cross runway 36 in.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, taxi on point runway 36 left via left Alpha 5, Quebec, Whiskey 5 and cross runway 36 center. Right, so another look at the chart real quick here. Alpha 5 with a left turn, okay. So that's basically against the standard direction. Then on to Alpha southbound to Quebec. Alright, so. That's basically it.
Orange 51, taxi to Charlie 18 via Alpha 4.
Config. Checked. They set with a left on Alpha 5, okay. We can do that.
It's the first intersection on your left.
Yeah, should have been standing on here facing towards the terminal, then we should have gone all the way around like this. That would have been standard. I'm really not a pushback driver. Sorry for that, guys.
Switches to ground to 121.8 with near 79.
Alright, so let's make sure that we actually hit Alpha now. And it should be the first one. So first to the right, that's Alpha.
Ground, hello, Shamrock 6 and majestic 06.
Shamrock 6 van 0, welcome to Schiphol, taxi to Delta 18 via Alpha 6.
Delta 18 via Alpha 6, Shamrock 6 10.
Alright, so now we're going past until we've passed the apron and then to the right comes Quebec. Which one is it here? F1 Charlie, so we're over here right now. So straight ahead to the end of the apron, then to the right hand side. So this is Quebec.
Around, good evening. Still at 366. Find out that
So now straight ahead via Quebec, that goes into Alpha, and then we'll go northbound on Alpha, which goes into Charlie and then Whiskey 5. Okay. So here comes the right turn onto Alpha. That's a pretty wide turn, so I'll keep the speed around 20 knots. No need to slow it down to 10 knots for this. And here we go again.
X-ray Victor, monitor ground 1.8, bye-bye.
Calum 57 X-ray Victor, monitor 121.8, bye-bye. Right, and do note that he said monitor, not contact, so we don't make contact with the ground controller, but we simply monitor him. And he will call us if he's got something to say. So there's another KLM coming over there on the right hand side, so the controller should hopefully say something in a minute.
70 Alpha, the Alpha 21, give way to the company from the left.
Okay, so we are number one.
Company from the left.
Calum 57 X-ray Victor at Alpha 21, you're number one.
Calum 57 X-ray Victor, good evening, number one. So we're going straight over here. Then after this taxiway system, it's the next one to the left onto Whiskey 5. So I have to say though, today at least, there is nobody taking our way here in Schiphol. That's something good compared to last time we've been here. Man, sorry for you guys down there in the comments. 25 minutes delay already for the pushback. But that's exactly why I contacted the planner so early, because I just wanted to be absolutely sure that we're getting a good slot. So that should be Whiskey 5, Charlie 5 coming up. As in Charlie 3 leading into Whiskey 5, that's the way.
Left via Bravo.
You can see it here on the chart.
Runway 36 center.
Taxi 26 left, via taxi Bravo, Whiskey 5, cross runway 36 center, for Alpha 4 Bravo.
Calum 1033, ready for taxi.
Calum 1033, taxi holding point runway.
Okay, and from here on it's basically just going straight ahead.
Alpha 13 at Whiskey 5, cross runway 36 center.
So we don't need this anymore. From here on it's just going straight ahead, following the taxiway.
Via Bravo, Alpha 1 to Whiskey 5 and cross 36 center, ground, good evening, Lufthansa 2.
So, confirm clear across 36 center.
8, center.
Yeah, clear left, clear right.
211, hello, pushback and startup approved.
Skipper Frankfurt Alpine 149er, 40 ready at Hotel 5.
Alpine 149er, hello, pushback and startup approved.
Push and startup approved, Alpine 149er.
Then over to the right here.
Ground for now, November 42 Tango X-ray, Golf Delta 04.
November 42 Tango X-ray, hello, taxi to holding point Golf 5, runway 04.
Golf 504, 42 Tango X-ray.
Okay, so before takeoff checklist to the line. Config, checked, flaps, 5, green light, step trim, 5.4 units, set, takeoff briefing. It's going to be a left to takeoff.
X-ray Victor, contact the tower, 119.225, enjoy your flight, objective stream.
119.225, Calum 57 X-ray, thanks a lot. Right, let's just make sure we are actually going straight, and that is 119.225.
Calum 70 Alpha, contact the tower.
Schiphol target evening, Calum 57 X-ray Victor.
Calum 57 X-ray Victor, Civil Tower, hello, taxi Victor 4.
Victor 4, KLM 57 X-ray Victor. Right, here comes our taxiway bridge, or not bridge. Let's just hope the simulator's not going to act up while we go over this. That could have been worse. Right, so basically we are going to the end and then left. Okay, so takeoff briefing. Left seat 36 left, flaps 5, NADP 2, and when passing 2000 we contact the departure, and it's going to be a... what's that over here? Victor Echo, okay. Left seat takeoff, we have dry speeds 26, 27, 29. Good that we check this. 29. And the sit straight ahead left turn, climbing flight level 60. The engine out sit is with well, with no turn at all, straight ahead 3000 feet. 25 miles to hold. Any questions? Right, so Victor 4 to the left. Before takeoff checklist is complete down to the line.
6 left cleared for takeoff, the wind 330 degrees, 9 knots.
2309 knots, clear takeoff, weather 7.5.
And guys, you're absolutely right, it's not a very fuel-friendly taxi routing. But well, honestly, I've seen worse. If you go to Barcelona or Madrid, that is actually worse than Amsterdam. Not much, but a little.
Left 368, hello at Sierra 2, cross runway 060 delay at the other side, hold short of Alpha.
Yeah, takeoff, yeah, 6 delay, hold short after that, 368.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, line up and wait for runway 36 left.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, line up and wait, runway 36 left. Confirm read back, line up and wait, 36 left.
Nordic 58 uniform, hello, the approach.
Approaching.
Please take your seats for departure.
6 left.
Below the line, MCP. Set, transponder, TA array, strobe lights on, holding at the landing lights.
November 406 Mike Charlie, hello, line up and wait for runway 04.
Line up and wait, go full. November 42 Tango
On runway 36
November 42
left.
Tango X-ray, hello, sequence, line up and wait for runway 04.
Under wait in the sequence, November 42 direction.
Lap 368, contact ground south 121.7.
117 south, please,
Nordic 58 uniform, runway 06 clear to land, wind 330 degrees, 9 knots. KLM 57 X-ray Victor, runway 36 left clear for takeoff, the wind 330 degrees, 9 knots, bye bye.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, runway 36 left, clear for takeoff, bye bye. Landing lights on, before takeoff checks complete. Timing.
Line up runway 36 left, land 70 over.
Stabilized. Set takeoff thrust.
Triple Tower, with 700 flight level 60.
Takeoff thrust set, indications normal.
Mr. 79er, contact departure 112.
80 knots, checked.
Departure 121, definitely. Thanks for the service.
November 406 Mike Charlie, departure instructions. After departure, turn right, heading 150, climb 3000 feet.
Gear up.
Upgrade up to departure, right hand channel, heading 150, climb 3000, down 4%.
Correct 58 uniform, for your information, TBM 9 at turn 12, focus on the local night frequency.
Command A, buck up.
Good evening, Tower. This is Alpha 4 Bravo with the African Victor.
Alpine 31 X-ray Foxtrot, speed 160 knots till 4 DM.
Flap 1. Speed check. Flap 1. Departure, good evening. KLM 57 X-ray Victor, 2004, climbing 3000, Valley 3 Victor departure.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, hello, climb level 130.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, climb level 130.
Speed 180 knots.
Set, 130 checked. Flaps up.
Bitter 7 Diner, climb level 130.
Alpha level 130,
Speedbird 432, speed 180 knots.
180 knots, 40.
Set standard.
Speedbird 2764, contact tower, 119.
Flaps up, no lights.
Bye.
119 there, distance.
Enough after takeoff checklist.
Thanks, you said.
And release the cabin.
Gaan ze toe, Yankee, kunnen rijden 330.
After takeoff checks. Aircon press 2.0, climbing. And set.
Speedbird 528, hello, descent level 40, vector 06.
Altimeters. Standard. Passing 43, climbing 130. After takeoff checklist complete, cabin crews out.
Speed 220 knots, sliding 235.
Left 090, 2000 feet.
Beautiful weather today. Absolutely beautiful weather. What else could we have asked for a flight like this? Some rain showers though, over here. But as long as we're not going through them.
Charlie, 1040 for
Alpine 7 to Lima, descent to question Lima Mike, descent to 3000 feet, QNH 1014.
3000 feet, QNH 1014.
Alpine 31 Foxtrot, contact tower, 119.225, goodbye.
Tower 119 65, grab line, 31 Foxtrot.
Lufthansa 2 Golf Yankee, speed 160 knots till 4 DME and contact tower, 119.225, goodbye. Speedbird 528, speed 210 knots. KLM 57 X-ray Victor, contact Amsterdam, 125.750, bye-bye.
125.750 KLM 57 X-ray Victor, bye-bye.
KLM 17 Delta Sierra, hello, descent level 40, vector 06, information Charlie.
Descent for
Sierra, increase your speed to 300 knots.
speed 300, KLM 617.
Amsterdam, good evening, KLM 57 X-ray Victor, level 108, climbing 120.
Hello, KLM 57 X-ray Victor, Roger, climb flight level 240, proceed direct to upnets and your speed 280.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, climb level 240, direct upnet speed 280. Okay, set, 240 checked. To upnet.
Easy 48 Delta Papa, descent, when ready to flight level
Execute.
290, level Delta.
LNAV available. LNAV. And speed 280.
Flight level 290, when ready, be level Delta.
Here we go. Right, so 10 checks then. We got the fuel balanced with 4 pumps on, lights off, APU off, air conditioning and pressurization 5.0, climbing and set, fasten belts, auto, recall, checked, 1 to 1.5 monitoring, CPDLC not available, 10 checks complete.
Hello, Sugar 75, Whiskey 8, proceed to Sugo for the May 06. Negative, direct to Sugo. Sugar 75, Whiskey 8, descend level 70 and from Sugo 100 of the down. Negative, descend flight level 70 on the standard altimeter and cross to go flight level 100 or below.
Ufron, do you mean if I removed the yoke checklist? Yep, that is actually an airline option, and apparently KLM doesn't seem to have them.
Hello, 813 Charlie, continue to upnet. KLM 73 Lima, call London 128 150.
1215, Cascade City, Briering.
Yeah, still here.
And if you want to remove them, it's in the airline options. So menu, PMDG setup, aircraft, equipment, and then some on the back pages. Here it is. Page 14, yoke checklist. KLM 57 X-ray Victor, do you require 280 knots on the cruise as well?
Yes please, due to traffic ahead and behind.
Roger, 280 exactly in the cruise, KLM 57 X-ray Victor. Alright, so that's
Alpha, climbing flight level 130.
Hello, climb 70 Alpha, scope 2753.
It often is worth asking for these speed restrictions here, because many controllers actually just forget about them by the time you leave, you reach cruise, and then you're flying speed without any actual use to it. So, vertical speed. That's what he just gave the other aircraft, so we're probably going to get the same. Oh yeah, that looks busy. That looks busy.
Hello, Pakka 18 Golf, Amsterdam, Pasita Sugo, Runway 06.
Want to go. In VS 1000.
Climb 70 Alpha, climb to level 180.
180, climb 70 Alpha.
Alpine 7976, after river, proceed to Osram.
So, let's get the weather for our destination already.
Alpine 797.
It's a fairly short flight. Heathrow 8 is information Charlie from 1720, so 47 minutes old. Arrival Romeo 9 left, departure 9 right. Transition level 70, winds 05089, variable 010070. Visibility 10 kilometers or more, no clouds detected. Temperature +18, dew point 8, QNH 1014. Right, let's pre-select 1014. Stefan is asking, are there situations where you use the flight path vector options? Honestly, personally I don't. Many colleagues use them when hand-flying the aircraft, as it gives you an overview of the aircraft's trajectory, but personally I can work better by just using the vertical speed indicator, but I guess that's really up to personal options and personal preference. Okay, so they said it's gonna be 09 left. Robert stays the same, Lambo on transition. And in here it's gonna be 09 left as well. Slash, what's that? 74. 10 miles and 4 miles. And back to VNAV. So, 74, 10-4. Reset MCP altitude. Oh, I mistyped my cruise level. No. It's changing. Ah, due to the Logan restriction, it changes itself automatically. Well, in that case... delete. And gone it is. Here we go, 240. That's better.
128.150.
Okay, so that's pretty much this part done. So that's the FMC setup more or less complete. And let's have a look at the arrival charts for London Heathrow.
November Mike Charlie, stop the climb at flight level 220.
Climb 220.
We need the Logan 2 Hotel, we need the Lamborn transition over here, and we need the ILS 9 left. Some taxi charts surely can't hurt either, and a parking chart surely can't hurt as well.
Correct, when I go van after Sugo, Sierra Papa Lima. After Sugo, Sierra Papa Lima, Papa Monaco.
Amsterdam Speedbird 434 with you, flight number 230 with the...
And Ufran, you can change the landing light option in the FMC menu.
Speedbird 434, continue with the given speed, fly direct...
It's a fairly short flight, so if I find some time for it later I'm going to show you, but for now it's in the options. It's landing lights, and the 4 lights is the original, the 2 switches is the LED lights.
Alpine 7976, call Schiphol approach on 121.2, greeting.
Approach 121.2. Alpine 7976, thanks again.
Speedbird 75 Whiskey 8, call approach 121.2, right. You too.
Alright, and we can prepare our EFB already as well. So for the wind, 030 with 8 is the latest, it seems. 181014 still current. Alright, so let's go ahead then with the approach briefing. Threats for the arrival, it's going to be really busy over at Heathrow, so we will definitely have to pay careful attention to our approach to clearances, especially since there will be several KLM aircraft flying, so call sign confusion is a factor here. We'll carefully watch out for ours, 57 X-ray Victor. And apart from that, the taxi is also a little bit of a thing here. Landing on 9 left, so probably vacating Alpha 9 Whiskey, and then we'll really have to see where they're going to send us. I believe it's going to be Terminal 2 Alpha, but it could be anything else as well. Alright, so that should mostly be it. Then, let's have a look into the FMC. So, and here we have 250 below 100. Forecast page is filled in with the transition level going to 70 now. Fixed pages around the runway 9 left, 10 miles, 4 miles. And for the arrival, it's the Logan 2 till arrival. That's Logan at level 2.
Sorry, contact London Patrol on 128.150.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor 128.150. Bye bye.
KLM 73 Lima, when ready, descend flight level 140, level by Tanner.
140 by Tanner, KLM 73.
GP612, report speed to London 119.775. Bye bye.
Speed to London 119.775.
Daniela, I'm running a 42-inch stream. So yeah, it is quite big to be able to see all of this at the same time. I just hope you're able to actually read the charts. Morning, good evening, KLM 57 X-ray Victor, level 240, inbound upnet, speed 280.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, Logan 2 Hotel for Heathrow.
Logan 2 Hotel 57 X-ray Victor, any holding expected?
Negative.
Perfect. Alright, so no holding expected for now, that's very good. So yeah, Logan at 250, now that's 240 due to our inbound. Then let's have a look into the forecast, into the plan page. We're going on 264 track, 24.9 miles to Sabre. That's at level 160. From there on it's 263, 10 to Brazo. Same 7.4 to Weasel. Max 250 knots, and then same track, 2.6 miles to Lambo at flight level 70, maximum 220 knots. And that is pretty much in. Right, then we have the Lambo transition to the ILS approach runway 09 left. That is on a charge 10-2 Sierra effective 3rd December. Yeah, that's going outbound from Lamborn on 265, 30 miles to 30 Nimi Lamborn. There's Lam 30 in here as well. At the minimum holding level, so 70 today. Same track, 4 miles to 34 miles above 6,000. Then left turn 178 to 39 miles from Goodwood, above 3,500 feet. And then we'll make a left turn to join the 10 DME from IAA, which is the Charlie India. Make it 180 knots over there. And that one's at 3,000. Thereafter we're going down to the final approach fix at 7.5 miles and 2,500 feet. That leads us to the ILS chart for runway 0... And that leads us to the ILS chart for runway 07 left. Right guys, thanks for the feedback that the charts are a little small. I've made them bigger now. Hope that helps. So, ILS chart 11-1 effective 27th of January. Frequency is 110.3 set on both sides. Course is 089 are set on both sides, and the minimum is 79. Airfield elevation, airfield elevation is 79, and we have 50 selected. And the minimum is going to be 279. That is in on both sides as well. So 3-degree glide path. Check altitude 4 miles at 1400. That's not in the box. Missed approach is taking us straight ahead when passing 1580 or 0 DME inbound, whichever is later, to left on track 036 to 3000 feet, then as directed. So in here we're going straight ahead to 1580 and then 036 to 3000 feet. Thereafter it's going to be radar vectors. Right, for a diversion towards Manchester we need 2.4, on arrival we're 3.5, so that gives us about 25 to 30 minutes extra. We're burning 800 kilos, which gives a landing weight of 53 tons. So, 53 tons in here as well, calculate. There's a flap 30 order break 3 landing distance 1948, and that's factored with 50%, so we'll reduce that by about 15% to get an actual figure. So that's in the region 17 to 1800 meters to vacate the runway. So flaps 30, order brakes 3. Then our plan is to vacate the runway up here at Alpha 9 Whiskey, and then we'll have to see where ATC is going to send us. For the taxi, I don't quite know yet. Do you have any questions on the approach briefing? Alright. Matthew, with the airfield elevation at 83 feet, is it standard route down or would you round to the nearest? Normally I'd round to the nearest, but it really doesn't make a difference. It's 50 feet, so... As said, that's not really relevant, to put it that way.
Airing 119.775 off the speed, goodbye.
Right, let's do a quick PA as well then. Off 1. Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel, and I would once again like to welcome you aboard our flight from Amsterdam to London Heathrow. I apologize for not doing the PA on the ground. We had a very tight time slot, so we had to expedite our departure in order to avoid some long delays. However, the good news is we have avoided those delays and we expect an on-time arrival without any additional delay into London Heathrow. Remaining flight time is now in the region of approximately half an hour. The weather over in Heathrow is very nice, temperature 18 degrees centigrade, and the sky is clear. I would like to thank you very much for choosing KLM today. Hope that you have enjoyed your stay on board. Wish you a very nice day. If applicable, a nice and safe continuous journey. We look forward to welcome you on board of a future flight. And until then, stay healthy, have a nice evening, and we hope to see you all again soon.
KLM 70 Alpha, sorry, did you check in before?
Alright, so descent checklist. Pressurization, land out 50, NEIs, off, throttle refuel, discussed, IS and outbox, checked and set. Descent checklist complete.
KLM 73 Romeo, when ready, descent flightable 1.
Right, finally. A little bit of relaxing. Andrew, what is the shortest runway I've flown into? Has to be something around 2000 meters. My company is doing a couple of 1800 meters runway, but that's pretty much the shortest we are going into.
134.125. 134.125. You're welcome, bye-bye. London, this is KLM 103 KLM 123 London, route direct.
And Kane is asking, what's the event with Heathrow, since there are 60 departures and 80 arrivals? Sorry, actually 80 and 80. It is the London Heathrow to Amsterdam City link, so both airports have an event up at the moment.
Can you see that star?
I can see it, thank you very much.
Perfect.
Jens, do we need all the airport briefing pages prior to a flight? Well, yes and no. Yes when it's the first time you're going somewhere, no if you're familiar with the airport. But if it's the first time you're going somewhere, then you would read through them. On a short flight like this one, you'll probably do it the evening before at home. And if it's a longer flight, you can do it en route as well. But on top of that, my airline has also created airfield briefs for every single airport, where those things are summarized and where you get the most important information presented, usually on a 1 or 2 pages. Andrew, also as an English speaker, what European language do you think would be most useful when starting an airline job in Europe? Honestly, I have no idea. It is the local language of the airline you want to apply for. If you are applying with anything that is or with anything that has bases in all of Europe, then English is gonna do. That's all you need. Now, if you want to go, for example, to KLM, you'll need Dutch. If you want to go to Eurowings, you'll need German. So I can't really recommend you a second language next to English. It really depends on where you want to go. So, we are more or less ready for descent already, 13 miles. So, next time we can catch some silence on the frequency, we'll just go for the descent.
Pivot 366, redirect Logan. Right Logan, Pivot 813 Charlie, continue present heading, descend now, flammable 300. Continue with present heading, Alpine 149, Logan.
Simon, how can you get reverse thrust after disconnecting the auto throttle?
Logan to Hotel 4,
well,
Alpine 149.
You take the reverse thrust levers and pull them up. That's it. Or in the simulator you press F2, or whichever key you have assigned to thrust lever reduction.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, 1 ready, descend flight level 160, level by Sabre.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, when ready, descent level 160, level by Sabre. Set, 160 checked. Right, it's set when ready, so we'll wait until the top of descent. Then the airplane's going to do it automatically.
Mike Charlie, flight level 220 will now be final level.
8 for and number 4 Mike Charlie 1, runway 28 expected with 09 left.
November Mike Charlie 8 prime, runway 09 left at 38. You can expect verbal runway assignments in the terminal environment.
Copy that.
Yeah, for the with our 79, report speed to London 119.775. Bye-bye.
119.775 with your 79er.
London Control, Lufthansa 7 Charlie Victor, descending 3,500 feet.
Lufthansa 7 Victor says you have the wrong London, go back to your previous frequency and ask for confirmation.
Can you say again, you were required?
Lufthansa 7 Victor Hotel, you have the wrong London, go back to your previous frequency and ask.
Oh, sorry, I didn't want to do that. Bye-bye.
November Mike Charlie, turn right heading 255. Right heading 255.
Metal Eye, thank you very much. It was a pleasure providing you that FS realistic profile, and thank you very much for the donation as well. It's really appreciated.
Victor, report speed to London 119.775. Bye now.
119.775 for the speed, KLM 57 X-ray Victor. Bye bye.
09.
Was there 279 London object? Sorry, was there 79 London object?
London, good evening, KLM 57 X-ray Victor, passing 220, descending 160 level at Sabre, speed 280.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, London object. KLM 1032, turn right heading 080 degrees.
Right heading 080 degrees, KLM 103.
Speedbird 176, turn right heading 01, correction 020 degrees.
020 degrees, Speedbird 176.
London Easy 19 Papa Delta, are you able to work with the new flight time you just sent me?
Sorry, that's it. Say again.
Easy 19 Papa Delta, are you able to work with the new flight time we just sent you?
Okay, yeah, all you've done is to change the departure. You can't do that. You need to change the airways that you then join on to get out of the FIR to the rest of your flight time. You can't just change the initial waypoint first waypoint.
Ah, right, okay. Easy 19 Papa Delta.
Yeah, you need to go back to your flight planning software. So I'll suggest go back into SimBrief and have a look at that.
No worries, we'll do that. Easy 19 Papa Delta.
KLM 6 on Sierra, descend flight level 100.
Level 100, kind of switching fair.
KLM 743 Romeo, speed 220 knots, descend flight level 110.
So 110, speed 220, KLM 730.
Was there 79, speed 250 knots, descend flight level 120.
Unique Gamer, yes, I'm using AnyBuilds Heathrow.
Correction with the 79.
London Qatar, good evening, Citypair 48, leveling 6000 on the Broadband 6 kilo departure.
Locked.
Easy 72 Tango, contact London Control 134.125. 134.125, easy 72 Tango. KLM 73 Romeo, contact Heathrow direct 119.725.
197.5,
With 79, speed 220 knots.
Speed 220 knots, with the 79.
London Qatar, good evening, Citypair 48,
On to go,
leveling 6000
maintaining the rate to make the Sabre restriction.
Okay, London Roger.
This guy pretty close up behind. Why is our aircraft flying slower anyway? It's supposed to do 280. So that's probably the reason why he's close up behind. There you go.
Station
It's
calling,
better.
wrong frequency. I think you need 127.1.
Engine NTS on.
127.1, airport 220.
Speed 176, turn right heading 080 degrees, climb flight level 150.
Unique Gamer, yes, that is the same AnyBuilds that is developing the A300 and A310. They're making both aircraft as well as scenery. Aircraft, why are you going slow? No. Speed intervened. 280. We definitely don't want to go slow. Let's actually put 160 in as a new cruise level.
Ik heb even Alpha, I'm checking your controller. My cruising speed is 280.
We set MCP altitude, well,
70 Alpha, London Control, Roger. Break, KLM 1032, contact London Control 127.1.
Stefan, yes, it is possible to engage the thrust reversers in flight, but it is prohibited to do so. So, if you saw anybody doing it, then don't take an example of them. They're not supposed to.
10617, you should be with you.
And engine anti-ice off.
Yeah, that's not a call. 197.5, goodbye.
KLM 70, contact Heathrow 119.
The clouds are looking really good today, aren't they? This is really, really nice. KLM 57 X-ray Victor, descent level 130. Set. Vertical speed, we'll take it slow,
220 knots, KLM 70 Alpha.
as we'll still have quite a way to fly.
Right, 261, London Control, Roger, maintain altitude 6,000 feet. Maintain 6,000 feet.
London Control 25, or climbing 130, heading 030.
Defender 24 Alpha, London Controller, climb flight level 170.
7 Control, Wizz Air 79er, flight level 120, speed 2209.
Wizz Air 79er, London, roger, brakes, Spirit 438, climb flight level 12, pressure 110.
Continue climb 110, speed base 438.
Spirit 176, check, lead climbing flight level 150.
Climbing 150, sorry, we have some trouble here, correct, get 176.
Callouts 57 X-ray Victor, speed 220 knots.
Callouts 57 X-ray Victor, speed 220 knots.
Spirit 438, turn right heading 085.
Right heading 085, speed base 438.
Right at 261, flight heading 020 degrees.
Right, that's level change and 220
Wizz Air
knots.
79 at descent flight level 110.
Descent flight level 110, speed, Wizz Air 79er.
Wizz Air 79er, contact Heathrow director with your speed 119, that's 17255.
119, that's 175, fast.
Callouts 1033, London Control, roger, brake the Panther 24 Alpha, turn left heading 025.
025,
Spirit 176, report you're heading to London Control 127-415.
Report heading to London Control 127
Callouts 70 Alpha, descent flight level 140.
KLM 70 Alpha, flight level 140.
Callouts 57 X-ray Victor, descent flight level 120.
Callouts 57 X-ray Victor, descent flight level 120.
Spirit 48,
Set, 120 check. Right, that guy in the back there
Flight
is
level 150,
slowly getting to start really close here.
2 for Alpha, report you're heading to London Control 127-415.
So someone's asking, how's my VR flying going? Did I try it again? Yeah, I did try it again, but I still have to tweak it a little bit, so it is slowly coming along, but I still have to find proper settings where I get good frames and a clear picture, because right now I either have the frames or the clarity, but I really need both, otherwise there's no sense flying like that.
Right at 261, climb flight level 110.
And engine NTS on.
Descent flight level 110.
Callouts 57 X-ray Victor, descent level 110.
Callouts 70 Alpha, descent flight
Set,
level
110 check. Seatbelts on.
Callouts 57 X-ray Victor, report your speed to Heathrow director 119, that's 17255.
119 at 725, KLM 57 X-ray Victor, bye.
Spirit 438, report.
Heathrow director, KLM 57 X-ray Victor, descending 110, speed 220 in Mount Lambo on 737-700, information Charlie, I think.
KLM 75 X-ray Victor, Heathrow, good afternoon. Let's try in the guest, Delta, descend flight level 90, leave Lambo heading 265.
Descent level 90, leave Lambo heading 265, and we'll check Delta, KLM 57 X-ray Victor. Okay, set, 90 checked, heading select. And we'll put it into vertical speed here, minus 1000. I'm sure we can make that minus 500 as well. FMC message, drag required after center fix 09 left. Let's check. Okay, let's have another look into the ATIS then. Oh well, but as somebody just reported on the radio, seems like the ATIS is not online at the moment.
Yeah, 73 Romeo, descend altitude 4,000 feet, Unit 1014, landed 09 left.
014, 4,000 feet, Romeo 09 left, get to 0.
KLM 75 X-ray Victor, descend flight level 84.
Confirm KLM 57 X-ray Victor, descent level 7, correction 80.
Correct.
Set, 80 checked. Yeah, he confused the numbers there, which does happen very easily in real life as well. And since this is such a busy event, I just want to be absolutely sure that that call was actually meant for us and not for anybody else. That's what I meant during the threat and error management briefing, that we really have to be careful here with the call signs, because there are so many aircraft flying. Just in case you're wondering, by the way, you don't see them on the TCAS because the TCAS only shows you the traffic within plus minus 2,800 feet. Now, I'm currently staying relatively high, descending only at 500 feet a minute, because I want to spend as little time close to the ground as possible. And therefore, most VATSIM pilots just hit level change and thus descend as fast as possible to the cleared level, but there is no reason to do that unless ATC tells us to. So that's why I'm probably a little bit higher than all the other aircraft at the moment. Let's go 1,000 feet a minute now. So we are slowly but steadily reaching an optimum profile here again. Looking at the FMC, we have at least 43 miles to fly, so if we calculate our vertical track over here, we'll need 33 miles to lose the altitude, -1 for the wind, so 32 miles, and another 2 miles to get our speed down. Please confirm again, that's KLM 57 X-ray Victor, descent level 70.
Yeah, you can just assume it's you. Descent level 70.
Roger, we'll remember and descent 70, KLM 57 X-ray Victor.
So with a 7-9 X9.
Right, 70 set.
Can't read today. With a 7-9, descent altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1014.
Descent altitude 3,000 feet, QNH 1014 with a 7-9.
KLM 70 Alpha, turn right in 280 degrees.
Unique gamer. The cabin altitude in an aircraft is the pressure level that you have inside the cabin. So we basically say that the pressure of the air inside the cabin equals the pressure at a certain altitude, and that's what we call the cabin altitude. So basically, if your aircraft has a pressure that equals the pressure at an altitude of 6,000 feet, then we say the cabin altitude is 6,000 feet. Okay, altimeters. Passing 100, descending 70, 10 checks. Fuel is balanced with 4 pumps on. Lights on, angle of bank 25, air cannon press 4.5, descending set, fasten belts on, recall check, 1 to 1.5 is deselected. 10 checks complete. Almost at least. Cabin crew, 10 minutes to landing. Now the 10 checks are complete. Nice functioning as well if we want to be level at 70, beam the Lambo on 30 point. So you go on the descent page, and over here you have the waypoint altitude, Lambo on 30, 70, so you need to have 770 feet a minute. So let's set that. The temperature is 11 degrees, engine ATIs off.
First, Alpha, flight level 80, speed 220, next bay. From the Alpha, leave Lambo heading 265. Leave Lambo heading 265, okay, then 7-5, so no, 5-7, next through. Descent altitude 4,000 feet, QNH 1014.
That's it, descended 4,000 feet, 1014, KLM 57 X-ray Victor. Set, 4,000 checked, set altimeter 1014. Passing 8,500, descended 4,000, no flag, standby set.
KLM 570 Alpha, descent altitude 5,000 feet, QNH is 1014.
So, frisk them. Frequencies 110.3, active both sides. The rings are around the runway 09 left, 10 miles, 4 miles. Idents, India Alpha Alpha, India Alpha Alpha. Stamper instruments set, and course is 089. Was that for us again? Come on, 75 X-ray, that is... Aha! 120.4 KLM 57 X-ray Victor, good day.
On the glide and 164, can test the Lima, thank you.
Vivid 172, tower 1187 and a speed of 160 knots, still 4 DME.
118.7 and 160 or now central 4 DME, speed 170.
KLM 61 Sierra left turn, heading 060 degrees, when established localizer 9 left, descend glide.
Upper 060 and descend the glide, system set.
3 Lima, contact tower 1187, goodbye.
187, thank you, goodbye, can test the Lima.
541 Echo, turn right, heading 330 degrees.
Right, that is 330 degrees.
KLM 73 Romeo, turn left, heading 180 degrees, and a speed of 180.
Speed 180 to left, heading 180,
With a 9...
Let's reduce that rate of descent a little.
Got 19 miles for 0.
With that much happening, I have a feeling that we are not going to go the shortest way anyway.
18 3000 pound region. Existing new bridge. With a 79 left.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, 09 left, to continue down to 4,000 feet.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, 09 left, descending 4,000 feet. Okay, that's as expected. Finally, no runway change. Can you imagine that?
KLM 73 Romeo,
after the stream the day before yesterday?
130 degrees.
And regarding the question there, yes, it is easy to explain the rule of thumb. And I have done so in my descent tutorial, so I can recommend you to have a look at that.
Going 20 hotel, cleared RMT 09 left, and contact tower 1185, goodbye.
115, good, your
Question there, how to notice clouds at night? Well, it's usually not pitch black at night, and if it is really dark, just turn on some of your lights. So just put on a landing light or something, then you can see the clouds around you. At least by the time you're entering them.
Negative, it's KLM 61 Sierra, turn right please on heading of 075 to establish.
Patron 075 to establish, KLM 61 Sierra.
KLM 61 Alpha, I'm checking in with controller.
Roger. Vivid 41 Echo, turn right, heading 060 degrees. KLM 47 Still 4 Echo, turn right heading 065. Still 4 Echo, and establish localizer 9 left, descend glide. Establish 9 left, brake with 79, turn left heading 180 degrees.
So, let's actually go ahead, have a little fun, and fly the rest.
Send that thing 180 degrees, speed 180 knots with a 79.
KLM 73 Romeo, can you do a visual switch for 09 right?
Do not have visuals, you can get some headaches, we'll be able to 70.
Speed with correction, KLM 73 Romeo, just continue on your heading, I'm going to reposition your background just for spacing.
Oh, that's fine, 70.
KLM 73 Romeo, continue on your heading at a speed of 180 knots.
Speed press heading speed 180 knots, get 70.
With 79, turn left heading 120 degrees, cleared ILS 09 left.
Send that thing 120 degrees, clear, ILS 09 left.
So the guy in front of us is turning base, or turning final now. So it's probably going to be us next. A couple of guys coming from south as well.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, turn left heading 180 degrees, speed 180 knots.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, left 180 degrees, speed 180 knots.
KLM 61 Sierra, speed 160 knots.
180 degrees, and start speed reduction here.
KLM 61 Sierra, tower 187, goodbye. 107, bye-bye. Super 41 Echo, speed 160 knots, maintain up to 4 miles.
160 knots, 41 Echo.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, continue left turn heading 120 degrees.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, further left 120 degrees.
KLM X57 X-ray Victor, when you establish 9 left, descend on the glide path.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, when established 9 left, descend with the glide. Alright, flap 1.
KLM, correction, speedbird 41 Echo,
And
contact
speed
tower
180.
18.7, goodbye.
So remember we did the frisk, but not sure if we did the approach checklist, so
Romeo,
let's just go ahead
left,
with that. Automated instruments, cross checked, approach rates, checked and set.
Left turn heading 260, please, cam 70.
Right, let's extend the center line. And keep the speed. You keep descending, my friend. That's better.
With 79, speed 160 knots, maintain up to 4 miles.
Speed 160 knots, include 14 E with a 79.
Right, so on approach armed, Warlock captured, even though that seems a little early to me.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, descend to altitude 3,000 feet, then further on the glide path.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, descending 3,000 feet further on the glide path. Set, 3,000 checked. That turn is much too early. Not sure what the flight director is doing, but that's definitely not correct. Sometimes, by the way, this happens in real life as well with the flight director.
Tower 187, goodbye.
So, then you just have to apply some common sense and fly what you're supposed to fly. Okay, so local letter capture, Romeo heading 089.
Traffic.
Yeah, where is he going? I hope he's on a downwind there.
Traffic.
Yeah, should be no factor. Even though it's definitely outside the legal separation. But let's not get nitpicking about it here. In real life, of course, that would have been an air safety report.
Golf Romeo Alpha, Heathrow, hello to you, you got 19 trap miles for 09 left.
19 trap miles for 09 left, Alpha.
KLM 73 Romeo, turn right, heading 350 degrees.
Alright, 350 degrees, cam 70.
To 366, Heathrow, hello, you got 20 miles, 09 left. Golf Romeo Alpha, turn left, heading 220 degrees.
Yeah, off scale, that's just a V-pilot bug, we'll ignore that.
3 Romeo, descend to altitude 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet, get set 3 Romeo.
Last look capture. 3,000 feet set for the missed approach.
73 Romeo, turn left heading 060 degrees, want to establish localizer, knock my left, descend glide path.
Just to make sure, left turn 060, can I send 3 Romeo?
Next it's a right turn, thanks for catching that.
Next to the right turn heading 060, grid line left approach number 09.
Okay.
The alpha speed 180 knots and turn, correction, continue on your heading for now.
Speed 180, off my.
To the 368, just confirm down to 4,000 feet.
Apologies, 4,000 feet.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor established.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, thanks, speed 160 knots, maintain that to 4 miles.
160 until 4 miles, KLM 57 X-ray Victor.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, tower 187, goodbye.
187, KLM 57 X-ray Victor, bye bye.
Yeah, sorry about that. We had an issue.
Okay, the previous is getting pretty close at 2.5 miles. Let's use a bit of speed brake. Tower low, KLM 57 X-ray Victor, 09 left.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, target approach.
Continue, 57 X-ray Victor. Alright, speed brakes retract. Gear down, flap 15. Flaps 30, set VRF +5. Man, that's what I call good separation. He's exactly at 2.5 miles. That's exactly the minimum they are allowed to and supposed to use here. So, landing checklist. Start switches. Continuous. Recall. Checked. Speed brake. Oh. Don't climb. Armed green light. Landing gear down 3 green. Auto brake 3 set. Flaps 30, 30 green light.
9.
Holding at landing lights.
controller.
That's checked.
70 Alpha, hello, to the approach.
So now we just gotta hope that the preceding aircraft is actually going to vacate the runway properly. Otherwise the missed approach is straight at 1580 and then a left turn out climbing to 3000.
KLM 57 runway 09 left with 040 degrees, 9 knots, to the left.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, 09 left, cleared land. 500 continue.
With their 79 taxi first right on Alpha, contact ground 1,
look at that. Okay, landing lights on, landing checklist complete.
Taxi first right on Alpha, contact ground 1,
Approaching minimums.
Check.
121.9 with a 79.
Minimums.
Continue. Getting a little high here. That's better.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Right on the marker. Speed brake up, thrust as normal. Idle reverse. 100 knots. 80 knots, manual brakes. We'll take the next exit here. And 60 knots. So, welcome to Heathrow.
KLM 70 Alpha, runway 09 left, with 040 degrees, 9 knots.
So all the others are going to the right, then we'll just turn to the right as well, getting off that runway. Because we have to get the aircraft beyond the waiting line.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, taxi right on Alpha, contact ground 121.9, bye-bye.
Right on Alpha 121.9, KLM 57 X-ray Victor, see ya. Okay, here we are, so 121.9.
Charlie, 7552, say again?
So while they are working, well, he's not saying anything again, it seems. Ground low, KLM 57 X-ray Victor.
KLM 57 X-ray Victor, ground hello, taxi via Alpha, Echo, Golf, stand 335.
Alpha Echo Golf, stand 335, KLM 57 X-ray Victor. Okay, so Alpha Echo and Golf. So that is basically straight ahead, then we more or less turn left where the Wizz Air just turned, and then first left again.
Stand 518, push and start as approved, face out.
Okay, let's watch that KLM, but he's stopping. On the wrong side of the holding bow, by the way, so technically he's not clear of the runway.
UQNH 1015 hectopascals, that's UQNH of 1015 hectopascals.
Okay, 1015. So here is Echo.
Chinese,
We'll go first left on Foxtrot.
Ifr Tower 118.5, goodbye.
So second left.
Goodbye, Chinese 7552.
Heathrow ground, this is with the 700.
Oh no, I think I missed it.
546 for gate.
Did I miss it? No, come on, we can.
64.
Why is it?
With a 790 with skate
Okay, hold position.
And you're on Delta. So you
Echo over there.
But what would you like? Would you like to take the stand here on your right? Or
we were supposed to go there.
Get you back around to stand 546.
We'll hold the position and then we'll call the ground. That's what happens if you're handling lights and everything at the same time
Okay, taxi via
while
Delta,
taxiing.
Bravo, Charlie, stand
That's really what you need a two-man crew for.
KLM
Well, we can already move the aircraft back to the taxiway.
Taxi via Delta, Bravo, Charlie, 546. Thank you for the service.
KLM 57 X-ray, Victor, we missed Echo, sorry for that, kind of thought the Wizz Air was going the same way. Can we go via Delta as well?
KLM 56 Victor, AFM, so you just do a U-turn via Delta, make your way back on Bravo.
U-turn via Delta Bravo, Echo Golf, stand 335, KLM 57 X-ray Victor.
KLM 77 Alpha, ground, hello taxi via...
Alright, so now I know where I'm going. Now I know it for sure.
334.
Echo Bravo 334, KLM 70 Alpha.
Hello, Easy 145, stand 327, request push and start.
Right, so we're going to the left over here, then all the way to the end.
Hello, sorry, can you just repeat stand number, please?
Stand number 327.
Easy 145, thank you, stand 327, push and start as approved.
Push and start for Easy 145.
Bed 4 for Echo, taxi, actually for now hold position.
So now it's all the way straight going down here, Delta, Bravo, Echo, Golf, 335 is the first on the left there, before the terminal makes that light turn.
We got 2776 Heathrow ground, hello, stand 501, push and start approved. Push start approved, see the 2776.
KLM 70 Alpha via Bravo, alright?
KLM 70 Alpha 8, so left 2 on Bravo.
Oscar Clear, pulling up the power request.
Oscar Lima Papa taxi via Lima, right Alpha, hold Hawker.
Lima, right Alpha, hold Hawker.
Correct.
Good day, KLM 73 Romeo, taxi Alpha.
KLM 73 Romeo, ground, hello, taxi via Alpha, Echo. Link 36, Foxtrot, stand 319.
Okay, so taxi via Alpha, Echo, link 36, Foxtrot, stand 319, KLM 73 Romeo.
Seabird 3442, taxi via Alpha, hold Dasso.
Okay, so to the left over here. And by the way, Safir, that's a very good comment there. I just see that they have a taxiway Bravo in the north as well. I just saw Bravo, saw it down here on the chart, so that's where I went. Why do you call two different taxiways Bravo? British logic.
Alpha, hello, taxi via Whiskey, stand 459.
Yeah, you guys are right in the comment. It should have been the Bravo parallel to the Northern Alpha.
Charlie, taxi via Victor,
I don't know why you named two taxiways the same. Because that's what you get. Technically, I'm going the right way. I am on Bravo, am I not? But yeah.
Hello, once the company Airbus.
British airports are sometimes a little bit interesting to get onto.
5-1.
Anyway, we'll get there eventually. So, first to the left.
After the company traffic position started, the roof is to the south, 34845, I can see two aircraft behind me. That is the board cross? A-firm, yes, it's the second aircraft once he's passed. Okay, thank you. We're down to the 36 now, probably 366 Heathrow ground. Hello, you parking terminal 5? KLM, correction, Scuba 366, no worries. Taxi, take the first right, link 12, right to Bravo, hold short echo. Right on Bravo, hold short echo, Scuba 366.
Speedbird 214 at gate 520, request push and start.
Scuba 214, Heathrow ground, hello, stand 520, push and start.
So, that's gotta be link 36 over here. Yes, so we go one further straight ahead, and then we'll make our turn.
So Speedbird 8455, is there any holding point? Speedbird 8455, not significant. Alright. Speedbird 3442, contact Heathrow Tower, 118.5, goodbye. Speedbird 44 Echo, contact Ifr Tower as well, 118.5, goodbye.
Okay, to the right over here, that's definitely Golf.
Skyway 245, Heathrow ground, hello. Confirm you've been with Planner.
I think a delivery, they're late put me through to something else, they're back to the region.
Okay, so start APU.
Roger, give me 1 second, stand by.
And we'll be parking on the left hand side here.
Easy 145 ready for taxi.
Easy 145, hold position.
So what gate is that? 342, that's not for us. So that one over here, that gotta be ours.
Just confirm, facing west, pushback approved, Speedbird 214.
335,
My
yeah,
words,
that's
please
it.
listen to the frequency. Speedbird 214, yes, face west, please.
But that's facing into a building, I'm sorry. Ah, no, it's not, I'm sorry.
Right, shutdown number 2.
Heathrow ground, good day, Alpine 149 on Lima.
Alpine 149, Heathrow ground, hello, taxi via Alpha, Kilo, stand 231.
Via Alpha and Kilo, stand 231, Alpine 149.
Parking brake set, and we've got 2 blue,
Skyway 245,
1 red,
220, push and
engine
start,
stat.
face out. Push over. Seabird 813 Charlie, if you're with me, taxiway Alpha hold snapper.
So, shutdown checklist. Transit. Electrical and APU, fasten belts, off, ProBeat, auto, anti-ice, off, voice recorder on, air compacts, auto, engine bleeds on, APU bleed off, exterior lights. We have got 20%. Set, start switches off. Auto brake off, speed brake down at hand, flaps up and light, parking brake set, start lever cut off, weather radar is off, transponder 2000 standby, CBRCB in, cockpit door unlocked. That's the shutdown checklist complete.
Belgium 3 Alpha Mike, Heathrow ground. Hello, taxi via.
Alright, so
taxi via Alpha Lima stand 248.
let's get our deboarding started, and once everything is oops. And once everything is going, then I'm going to have a look at some of your comments, guys.
I'm loading off. Thanks for the service. Bye-bye.
Thanks, bye-bye.
So we will need a fuel truck. We will use the jetways.
442 and stand 519. Ready for pushback as well.
No, why is jetways inhibited?
Seabird 412, Heathrow
Probably
ground.
because
Hello,
the ground power is going. Yep. So now.
Sorry, it was 442. Seabird 442.
Apologies, sorry, Seabird 442, hold position. Copy. Easy 145, taxi via Golf, left echo.
Right, so looking at some of the comments, yeah, Alpha and Bravo circle the entire airport. That is true. That is just fairly not optimal, if you know what I mean. Because you can see how it's very easy to get confused like this, like I just got. Of course we'd have two pilots in real life, so one would have capacity at having a closer look at the ground chart while not taxiing at the same time. But nonetheless, you know, it's not optimal. Then, Max Payne 5095. How do you activate the Runway callouts? That is an external add-on from FS2 Crew, called FS2 Crew RAS Professional, I think. And RAS, Romeo Alpha Alpha Sierra, stands for Runway Advisory and Awareness System. But it's an external add-on. Andrew Meyer, could I explain what exactly the different settings on the engine start switches do? I covered that briefly yesterday. So basically ground connects the actual startup, continues, activates the ignition all the time, and flight basically serves as a start-off for an engine in-flight start. Now, my apologies for not going into much greater detail, because we still have a return flight to do. Next question, when you're flying manual, are you constantly trimming the airplane out, or do you
Planner Walker 179
just using the yoke and more applying pressure constantly? No, we are constantly trimming it out.
If you want planner frequencies on 121.4.
And Mathies, what kind of yoke do I use? I have the Thrustmaster Boeing yoke.
2776 ready for taxi.
Okay, let's get some silence here.
Stand by, break KLM 5.
Thanks, that's better. Oops, doors open. And you guys can start deboarding. So, let's actually have a look at the return flight then. Going back Heathrow to Amsterdam. So we know the weather in Amsterdam, we know it's good. We know it's busy en route, we know we can expect some holdings on the way in. So, diversion fuel is for Rotterdam, plus the contingency. Give me 4 tons by default. Let's take 15 minutes on top of that, so all in all we should get... overall, let's take 4.6 tons of fuel for this one. So you can start the refueling already. And finally we need some loaders as well. Right, one more question. I noticed the Cibo 737 and X-plane illuminates a lamp on the main instrument panel when receiving messages from the CDU. PMDG doesn't do it. Is that correct behavior? No, it's not. PMDG is bugged there. It should illuminate the yellow light. Actually, I wonder why it's not doing it. It did in an earlier beta, before the release. So, might just about be that something broke there that we might have to check. I'll forward it into the bug tracker, thanks. Right, so return flight, Echo Golf, Lima Lima, Echo Hotel Alpha Mike. That's the company route. And then we are the KLM 08 Charlie India. Departing 9 right, most likely, then I'm guessing. Brookmans Park 6 Juliet departure. And arrival into Amsterdam. Let's see if we can get an ATIS. So at the moment they are using landing runway 06. Right, that's good for me. Redfire 1 Alpha arrival. And then for the transition, let's see what we actually have in here. Sugal. So, probably Sugal 3 Alpha, I don't know. That sounds about right. Cause endings on the way back is 12. Reserves 1.9. Come on. Here we are. 48.9 tons of zero fuel weight, cruising at level 290. And the cruise winds 236 at 42. Transition in the UK is 6,000, so makes that 6,001 for the FMC. The OSIT from London VOR straight ahead 25 miles, climbing to an altitude of 3,000 feet. MSA is 2,100 around the city. 250 below 100. And the winds for level 200 and level 100. Transition level is probably going to be something in the region of 4-5 or so. So 241 at 52. And 253 at 34. Let's see how this is going over here. Refueling is finished already, that's good. 33 passengers to go for the deboarding. That's alright with me. So let's get our Ifr clearance already. In case they are issuing slots, maybe we can grab an earlier one. So 121975.
He's 09 right, the QNH 1015.
09 right, 1015, thank you.
Heathrow delivery, good evening, KLM 08 Charlie India, stand 335 737 700 with information. Hotel QNH 1015, request clearance to Amsterdam shithole.
KLM 08 Charlie India Heathrow. Would you prefer the Decling 1 Juliet departure to route via Brussels?
If that saves us a slot, then most definitely.
KLM 08 Charlie India, yeah, just help get us out a little bit quicker. So you can hold position, contact planner 121.475.
Hold position 121.475, KLM 08 Charlie India.
Delivery, Starfleet 1701, have hotel.
So that sounds a lot like a rerouting there. I just hope we won't need to call the fuel truck again. Heathrow planner low, KLM 08 Charlie India.
KLM 08 Charlie India, Heathrow planner, pass message.
08 Charlie India, we've been offered a Datling departure from delivery and were forwarded to contact you.
KLM 0 Charlie India, yeah, I'll send you a new route, let me know if you can accept it, I'll give you a reclearance.
KLM 08 Charlie India is ready to copy. Come on, don't use private message, just say it. Oh, he's using private message. So, Deadlink, Quebec, Assembly, Coxie, Direct DNet. So, let's actually put that into SimBrief and see what's coming out then. With the rerouting, we need a new flight plan anyway.
11.19, yeah. Thanks very much for the great evening. 10 Bravo.
So, then we quickly need a new star as well. Then calculate the flight. So, still 4 tons of fuel. Cruise level is 230 now, the rest is unchanged. Yeah, that looks good. KLM08 Charlie India iPhone, we can accept the new route and we will file a new flight plan.
KLM08 Charlie India, no, it's okay, I'll update your flight plan. And you're cleared to Amsterdam, it would be the Detling 1 Juliet departure now, still squawking 2062.
Detling 1 Juliet 2062 on the squawk KLM08 Charlie India.
KLM08 Charlie India, correct, report ready for push and start.
Vocal. Okay, so 2062 and we have a new routing, so let's go ahead and put that in. Departures, 9 right, Detling 1 Juliet. Route, so then it's Quebec 70 towards Kilo Oscar Kilo and then direct DNet. And from there, what does the OFP say?
So Air Canada 666, apologies. Stepped on by landline, say again. Air Canada 666, yeah, I can.
So, I have updated that flight over here.
Air Canada 666, roger, I've updated your flight plan. You're cleared to Amsterdam now. It'll be the Detling 1 Juliet departure. Squawking 2156.
I wonder if Amsterdam is actually going to be able to handle that much traffic. Because they might be able to put the aircraft onto 2 different routings here, but that does by long not mean that KLM is that Amsterdam is going to be able to get them all in. So DNet 3 Alpha, and that is leading us towards River. No, Radfar. Actually, which one is it now? DNet. No. Need to fix something here. So that can go away. Then we'll take DNet. We'll match that up with this DNet.
56460, planner, roger.
Okay, so now it's DNet going to River, and now we'll take a River transition. A River 3 Alpha. Alright. The fuel is pretty much unchanged, still 4 tons, so at least we don't have to refuel.
Expect any delay, minutes?
And then
probably about 10 to 15 minutes.
Fuel truck can release. We'll take 111 passengers. KLM08 Charlie India. Can we apply for a slot already?
KLM08 Charlie India. If you're ready, then yeah, I can put you in the list.
We'll be ready in about 10 minutes-ish. If you have anything close by.
KLM08 Charlie India. Roger. I'll put you in, you'll be number 3, should be about 10 minutes.
Roger. Okay, so slot in 10 minutes, that's pretty good. Most certainly it is for an event like this. Now, we just gotta hope that we actually have the passengers on board quickly enough. But that's the pressure coming on. That's exactly what you have in real life as well. You get that shitty slot, and then you gotta make things work somehow.
09 right.
So 230 now, landing elevation 0.
Good evening, Heathrow planner. Speedbird 265 is on stand 509, ready for push and start.
265 Heathrow planner, roger, hold position number 6.
Number 6, Speedbird 265.
So boarding is going. Let's get this stuff done then. Right, that's pretty much it. So, threats for the departure. The taxi most definitely once again, so we gotta carefully take the airplane to the runway. This time we don't want to do it wrong. This time we want to do it right. So we'll take things slowly, and if there's anything we don't like or we are unsure about, we'll just stop the airplane. And then we'll have to see.
Lovely, 1701, Heathrow Plano, roger, hold position.
Right, quickly gonna set the MFRA before we continue. Dum 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 dum. And here we are. Right, the time UTC is 1921, altimeter 1015, reading 80 feet. I'm afraid 1080, flat rectors on, minus master, standby set. It's going to be a left sea takeoff, runway 09 right, flaps 5, NADP 2, and we are going to do a standard backup here. Yoast it's straight at 25 miles, climbing 3,000 feet, and for the emergencies it's going to be standard procedures. Finally, taxi. That's where things start getting interesting now.
10 to 15 minutes of taxi time. Thank you so much.
So let's get that on again.
Before you push, there's going to be probably about another 15-20 minutes before I can get you pushing.
I was just wondering how many fuel I need for the taxiing, that's all.
Yeah, probably 10-15 minutes, but if I was you, I'd probably hedge my bets and put a little bit more in.
That's what I understood.
Right, so we're parking up here, 335, and pushback most likely over there and out, I guess, Golf, Echo, Alpha, then probably hold at Hawker, Ulster or something like there, and then we'll get any of these intersections over here.
Yeah, it's a bit busy tonight.
Planner, good evening, Spirit 44 Delta. We'd already requested position start a while ago, just checking our position.
Okay, so that's pretty much that. By the way, Jonathan, great find there in the comments. Quote, I just realized that the de-ice pads at Heathrow are called Jedi and Vader.
Thanks,
oh boy, I didn't notice that yet. Okay, so for our departure we have the Datling 1 Juliet departure. That is on a chart 10-3 Echo effective 7th of October. Transition 6000 versus 6001. When instructed, contact London Control after takeoff. Sets includes noise preferential routes. Cruising levels will be issued after takeoff by London Control. Surprise. Speed max 250 below 100 unless otherwise authorized. And for the routing, it's straight out to 2 DME London. So that's the Bravo point. Then right and turn until on track 120 until 4 DME London. Then left 103 and on 34 DME Datling. And then on 103, 5 miles to 29 DME Datling between 3 and 5,000. Sorry, 3 and 6,000. Same track 9 miles to 20 DME between 5 and 6,000. And then we have 16 DME at 6,000, 5 DME at 6,000, and then Datling VR itself also at 6,000. Initial climb is therefore going to be 6,000. We have ATC clearance already, so we can put that straight in. Gaviscon 111 in real life. Does the FMC give you indications about V1, VR, V2, or do you have to calculate them? Well, both. It gives us the indication, but we also have to calculate them. Because the FMC doesn't know about all factors, and the numbers from the onboard performance tool might be different, and they take precedence over the FMC.
You're number 10 in the queue for push. Roger.
So, how's the ground handling going? Passengers are almost boarded, and once again we're waiting for the luggage. Yeah, come on guys, start unloading. We do have a slot. So in the meantime, transit before start checklist. At least down to PA. Let's get as much out of the way as is possible somehow. So, gear pins. Back here. 1, 2, 3. Removed. Oxygen, test 100%.
Tyler from Legend.
Yaw pump on.
We are staying on this frequency.
Fuel.
You will call us.
That's 3,960 required with 4,600 on board and 4 pumps on. Fasten belts on, window heat on, air compressed, PAX auto bleeds on set, press mode selector, auto instruments cross-checked, auto brakes, RTO. Speed brake, down attend, parking brake set, step and cutter switch is normal, radius radar and transponder set standby. Rudder and aileron trim 3 and 0, take-up briefing, disgusting. And that's complete down to PA. So, how are the passengers doing? All on board, very good. So, load up my cargo, then we're ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, very good evening from flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of KLM, welcome aboard our Boeing 737 on our flight to Amsterdam. Flight time today approximately 45 minutes. We expect a mostly smooth flight. I would like to thank you for being with us. Wish you a very nice day on board. If there is anything we can do for you to make your flight more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our cabin crew. Thank you very much for joining. Sit back, relax, and the cabin crew is shortly going to point out the safety features on board this Boeing 737-700 aircraft. I would like to ask you to pay your full attention, as that is not just for your own safety, but also for the safety of the people sitting around you. Thank you very much for your attention. We will try to get back to you in cruise. However, it is a very short flight, so we wish you a nice stay on board, relax, and we will get back to you when we have reached our cruising altitude. Thank you very much for your attention. So let's go ahead and prepare the performance tool. We'll take intersection figures for November 7, I think, if we have them. Yeah, November 7. Runway is good. 04085, 16 degrees, 1015, optimum 5 auto, off. Jonathan, in my airline we usually load the cargo only in the front hold, and that's because it means that we only need a single set of ground workers, therefore saving money. Okay, ground power can go, don't need that anymore. Jetway can go as well already. So we are more or less ready, just waiting for the cargo.
5646, how long is the think you're going to take from my position? 5646, probably another 10 or 15 minutes. It's going to be start to slow down.
And yes, fueling and boarding at the same time is definitely allowed. To do that, you need to have all cabin crew on board, so there must not be a cabin crew on the ground escorting passengers. And you have to have a pilot in the right-hand seat or on the outside on the headset. But then fueling and boarding is allowed. And below, what speed does the tiller and nose wheel steering become active? It's approximately 60 knots, however you can use the tiller at any speed. However, be very careful. Chances are you're gonna break something if you do it at full speed. So, that's pretty much everything done here. Now, how's the loading going? Done. Very good. So, then let's do some performance here. We've got 49.0 versus 48.9, that's close enough, and that gives me a takeoff weight of 53.7. That is 22k, 49 degrees. (87.6), 86.9. Okay, we have the APU running, so let's get some air going. No, it's 86.9, 86.9, perfect. Flaps 5, trim 5.5 units. Speeds, we'll take them wet over here. 115, 23 and 27.
Beautiful planner. Good afternoon. During Ecuador Yankee stand 363 with
Alright.
Doing Ecuador Yankee, Heathrow Planner, Roger, hold position number 11.
Roger, number 11 during Ecuador Yankee.
Then let's complete the checklist. PA complete, FMC CDU, set M1 and IIS box. We have automatic, reduced 22K, 15, 23, 27 set. Stop trim 5.5 set. Performance weight and balance, sand, phones off, EFB, airplane mode stowed, flight deck windows and cockpit door, locked, doors closed, passengers seated before start checklist complete. KLM 08 Charlie India, request pushback and startups down 335.
Okay, Charlie India, order you're on number 3 for pushing.
Roger.
And all stations, a few other things here, just holding everything, so expect an extra 5-10 minutes on top of what I've told you, just waiting for the hold to clear out a little bit before I push into the upper back, so we're just holding in until further notice.
Alright, so a little bit more waiting, but that's kind of expected. They are really busy here. See if I can see anything. Oh yeah, that looks rather busy back there. That definitely looks rather busy. So I'm glad we're just standing here burning APU fuel and not burning the engines. Alright, perfect. So, then I have a little bit more time for some of your questions, guys, so keep them coming. So, GarbusCon 111, would it be possible when we're in cruise to explain something about the procedure, how to divert to the nearest airport? I actually did a tutorial about that, so you can find a tutorial on my channel where I'm explaining the diversion and how to do it.
1219, Legend 5 Uniform Papa. Bye-bye.
Right, a little bit of waiting. Guys, I'll use that. I'll be away from keyboard for a minute, and I'll be straight back.
Callouts, 3 kilo. 3 kilo, go ahead. Mr. Guys, we leave the flight deck for about 6 minutes without distancing hours on our spot. Yeah, that should be fine. Let me know when you're back. We'll about 3 kilo.
Alright, so, Neo, have I ever flown bigger planes than the 737? No, not yet. I hope it's going to happen at some point, but we'll see. Oh, and a private message here on VATSIM from Eurowings 8 Kilo Yankee. Hello to your stream, enjoy your flight. Oh, thanks a lot, Niels. It really means a lot when people are actually looking into my stream. It really means a lot. And Boudwin, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. If not, please let me know. So the nose wheel tiller is never turned off. Yep, that's correct. It's always connected. And when taking off, if you use the rudder, the nose will steer to the right a bit. No, we don't use the tiller on takeoff, except in the very, very low speed regime. The rudder gets effective at approximately 60 knots, and from there on you won't need the tiller anymore. But even then, keep in mind that the paddles actually are able to steer the nose wheel as well a little bit, so you basically won't need the tiller in takeoff. Next question there. APU uses fuel from the left wing tank. I mean, if it runs for a long time, will you use crossfeed at some moment? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So the APU takes fuel from the left side of the fuel manifold. You can see it here. The left side is a little bit lower than the right side already. And
KLM 08 Charlie India, planner.
KLM 08 Charlie India.
08 Charlie India is your turn now. Contact ground 121.9.
121.9, KLM 08 Charlie India. Right, here we go.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We will be ready shortly.
Understood.
Heathrow ground, hello, KLM 08 Charlie India, stand 335, QNH 1015, request push and start.
KLM 08 Charlie India, hello, stand 30, correction, stand 335, push and start the bid.
Stand 335, push and start approved, KLM 08 Charlie India. Alright.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Understood. Release the parking brakes, please.
Before start checklist below the line. Aircon packs off, anti-collision light on, parking brake set, transponder alt off before start checks complete.
Parking brake released.
Pushing back.
And there we go.
And you, bye.
Maximus, how do you get that pop-up window on the first officer's PFD? You probably mean the ND and the vertical situation display. Just press the center button over here twice. And if it doesn't pop up, then make sure that you have the option for it enabled in the FMC's aircraft equipment settings. Wow, full final over here. Right, starting 2.
Legend 5 Uniform Papa, request taxi from stand 254.
Legend 5 Uniform Papa, taxi via Lima, right Alpha, hold
and
Hawker.
2.
Lima Alpha, hold Hawker, Legend 5 Uniform Papa.
Ground, very good evening, was that 201 Echo on Bravo?
Was there 201 Echo ground? Hello, taxi via Bravo, Lima, stand 258.
258 via Bravo and Lima, is that 2
KLM 1 Papa Golf, continue via Bravo, Lima, stand 244.
Bravo, Lima, stand 244, KLM 1 Papa Golf.
Right, let's stop the push here.
The push is complete, please set the brakes.
Brake set.
Parking brakes set.
Understood. Okay, so the ground equipment is removed and the pin is out. Good engine starts from down here, and I see unit right inside with the pin.
Thanks.
Matt Haynes, that sounds like Black Box 711 on FS2 Crew. I believe it actually is him. I think he has been a voice actor for FS2 Crew. Right, good start on 2, starting 1, monitor 2. It's 2, 4, 6, 3, 2 stable.
Air Canada 666 Heathrow ground, hello. Once the Wizz Air Airbus 321 parks into stand 258, which is on your left, stand 25.
There's another question, if the FO can taxi the aircraft. Now, some airlines have the tiller option on the 737 on the right side, and Airbuses, for example, have a tiller by default on both sides. So, yes, if the airplane is equipped so, then the first officer can taxi the airplane as well. And JS, for Amsterdam, I'm using the Azobo enhanced airport scenery that comes with the, I don't know, Deluxe, Premium Deluxe, some of these editions of the simulator. And start a cutout, monitor 1. Number 1 stable.
Kilo Papa Golf, can we take stand 247 instead 244 because it's possible for that?
Kilo 1 Papa Golf, of course you can. 247.
247, thank you, Kilo Papa Golf.
Oh, that was too far.
To the 5646 Heathrow ground.
Right, flight controls.
46 gun 313, push that through, base south.
Full up, full down, full left, full right, full left, full right. Before taxi checklist. Generators on, APU off, start switches, continuous, propede on, anti-ice off, air conditioning, PAX auto, bleeds on, isolation valve, auto, flaps. That's 5 required, 5 selected and green light. Step trim, 5.5 units set. Start levers, idle turn, flight controls checked, recall checked before taxi check is complete. KLM 08 Charlie India, request taxi.
Stand 257, push that through, base south.
Canada 6667,
KLM 08 Charlie India, request taxi.
KLM 08 Charlie India, taxi left Echo, hold Echo 1.
Echo, hold Echo 1, KLM 08 Charlie India. Alright, this time we want to do it right, guys. So, Echo, Echo 1, that is fairly easy, one would say. So we go straight out, and then to the left, hold Echo 1.
Starfleet 1701 Heathrow, hold position.
Config. It's checked.
Zilla 265 Heathrow, stand 509, I push that through, stay south.
Ifr ground, top 65 Victor Golf, currently on Bravo.
Southwest 5 Victor Golf, taxi.
So, Echo.
336.
So this one is Foxtrot, one further is Echo.
Top 65 Victor Golf.
We're clear right, clear left. This time we're also going to the correct side, so it's a left-hand turn.
Cuba Alpha Mike, ground hello taxi via Alpha, link 56 and 503.
Alpha link 56503.
And Echo 1 basically is in front of taxiway Bravo. So, before takeoff checks to the line. Config, check, flaps, 5. 5, green light, step trim, 5.5, set.
5646.
Takeoff briefing. It's going to be a left-sea takeoff from 09 right, flaps 5 in ADP2. Speeds wet 15, 23, 27 set. And it's going to be to the right-hand side out. Climbing 6,000, contact departure when advised by the tower. EOSID straight out 25 miles, climbing 3,000 feet. Any questions? Then cabin secure.
Hold short Echo.
Echo step.
So I guess the speedboat is in front of us, the British Airways. And then we'll wait over here at Echo 1 at the holding line, of course.
3 kilo verification.
KLM 95, correction KLM 93 kilo, taxi via Golf, left Echo, hold Echo 1.
Golf, left Echo, short Echo 1, KLM 93 kilo.
KLM 08 Charlie India, right Bravo, hold Oscar.
KLM 08 Charlie India, right Bravo, hold Oscar. Confirm we're number 1 before the British Airways?
A firm British Airways is giving way.
Thanks. Okay, so first to the right, then hold at Oster. That's been the SAC terminal.
Hold Oster. Follow the KLM via Bravo, hold
Clear on the right.
yes, it's Oster. I didn't have it in my chart. KLM 08 Charlie India, are you where holding point Oster is?
Hey, phone, we have it.
Okay, Stewart 5646, just follow the KLM, he'll hold short of Oster, so you'll know where it is. Okay, we'll come back. Stewart 366 Charlie, hello taxi, link.
Right, now that I told the controller that I have Oster, now I better actually have it. Well, I do know where it is on the chart. It's beyond taxiway Charlie. So it'd be in the second terminal. It'd be in that one.
Bird 612 with you, requesting
should be some big red signs there as well. Even though I don't see them at the moment.
612, hello, stand.
But basically we hold before that taxiway on the left there.
Start is approved, face south.
Push start is approved, face south, the bird 612.
KLM 08 Charlie India, contact tower 118.5, bye-bye.
KLM 08 Charlie India, 118.5, bye-bye.
Legend 5 uniform, Papa, same to you, tower 118.5, goodbye. 118.5.
Target even in KLM 08 Charlie India, approaching Oster, ready for departure.
KLM 8 Charlie India, roger.
Alright, so one further across Charlie, and then the red sign over there.
Thank you. Taxi,
that's Oster.
Alpha, hold November Bravo 10.
Alpha, hold Bravo 10, legend.
And guys, regarding the question there, if you have any feedback on the control services when checking the controls, yes, of course you have. They are linked by wires in the 737. Well, by cables, not by wires. So you do have direct feedback on it. That's why you don't need that flight control display on the system's display.
KLM 80 Charlie India. If you want to give way to the 737 that's just ahead and to your left, and then follow him, link 53 Alpha, hold November Bravo 10.
KLM 08 Charlie India, we give way to the 737 just ahead on our left, and then link 51 Alpha, hold November 10 Bravo, confirm?
November Bravo 10, over.
November Bravo 10, sounds better, thanks. Right, so we go left after Oster, right, and then the first left.
119.77.
The category of how shitty can you make a taxi, that's about the direct 10. Right, anyway, don't need the taxiway charts anymore. Now we know where we are going. Didn't I say that before? When I missed Bravo? Well.
Legend 5 uniform.
No, when I first missed Echo, then missed Bravo.
Currently on the one-way, line up and wait 09 right behind.
Behind the Seabird, on the runway, line up and wait behind Legend 5 uniform.
Give it 106, the surface wind 0405 knots, 09 right.
Okay, clear left. Okay, first right and then first left behind the A320neo over there.
Easy 4123, contact London 119.
So he's going, so we are going left as well then. We go November 10 Bravo, so it's the second holding point, not the first.
Give it 44 Delta behind the 737-700, just lining up to your left, line up and wait 09 right behind.
Behind the 737 lining up, we'll line up to correction 09 right behind, because 44 Delta.
Give it 265, you with me? Do a 265, thank you. Right, link 53, hold November Bravo 11.
Right link 53, hold November Bravo 11.
Good evening, Tap 368 Papa, taxi Hawker. Roger, break.
Okay, the stop bar is on.
5 uniform Papa, the service wind 0405.
And we don't have line-up clearance either.
Charlie Fox 09 right, Legend 5 uniform Papa.
So here we are. Right, so ready soon, I hope.
November Bravo 8.
And Freddy, good evening.
Good evening,
Neo, so what are the hydraulics for then? Well, under normal law, the cables of the control column are connected to the hydraulic actuators, so The hydraulics are just increasing your forces a lot, or rather decreasing the forces on the control column. That's why you have the elevator field computer that is actually controlling how strong the force on your control column is.
Charlie India, behind the British Airways A321, just off to your right there, line up and wait, runway 09 right behind.
KLM 08 Charlie India, behind the British Airways A320 from the full length, line up 09 right behind. Okay, so...
Steward 44 Delta, the service wind 0405 knots, 09 right, clear takeoff. Clear takeoff 09 right, Steward 44 Delta.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for departure. Before takeoff, checklist below the line. MCP. Set. Transponder. TARA. Strobe lights on, holding at landing lights.
Rapid London Control 134.125, goodbye.
134.125, Legend 5 Uniform Papa. Bye-bye.
Seabird 5646, taxi Bravo, link 53, Alpha, hold November Bravo 10.
Taxi Bravo, link 53,
hold November Bravo 10.
Okay, and we are clear on the right.
Approaching. 0.
KLM 932,
9.
Clear on the left.
Right.
And hold November Bravo 11.
November Bravo 11, KLM 932 left.
Peter 5646, confirm is that link 53 and November Bravo 10.
Seabird 5646, it's your second left.
On runway. 0. 9.
KLM 08
right.
service wind 0405 knots, 09 right, clear takeoff.
KLM 08 Charlie India, 09 right, clear takeoff.
Seabird 265, line up 09 right.
Okay, so... landing lights on before takeoff checks complete. Timing, stabilized. Set takeoff thrust. Oh no, not the auto throttle again. Come on. Back into N1. Oh shit, gotta set it manually. Yeah. Very nice setting of the takeoff thrust. No comment on that.
Positive rate of climb.
Gear up. I said gear up.
Seabird 44
Here we go.
Delta, flight heading 065.
Heading 065, sure, 44 Delta.
Right, let's get the autopilot on. Just to be sure we are tracking the right way. Buck up. By the way, if you guys are getting bad frame rates right now, I'm getting them as well. That's with kind greetings from the Inibils London scenery. Okay, why did it go into heading select? On enough, please. Thank you.
KLM 08 Charlie,
Flap 1.
London Control 134.125.
134.125, KLM 08 Charlie India, bye bye. And flaps up. Lock control, good evening, KLM 08 Charlie India, 3,200 km 6,000, Deathling 1 Juliet.
Hello, KLM 08 Charlie India, London, climb now, flight level 90.
Climb now, flight level 90, KLM 08 Charlie India. Set, 90 checked. And now comes the moment to delete a whole lot of useless entries.
Heading 905, Legend 5 units of Papa. Lufthansa 484, descent, flight level 110.
Lufthansa 420, flight level 110.
That's off scale again, we'll ignore that. Flaps up, no lights. Set standard. VNAV, after takeoff checklist.
Legend 5 uniform Papa, climb flight level 180.
Right, so air can press 2.6, climbing and set.
India, flight heading 095.
KLM 08 Charlie India, flight heading 095. Heading select. And altimeters. Standard, passing 58, climbing 90. After takeoff checklist complete. Vertical speed.
Counter 484, descent level 80.
2 to go. By the way, guys, by now the stream should be fluid again. Calum 08 Charlie India, climb level 130.
43 Alpha Hotel, descent level 130.
Set. VNAV 130 checked.
484, contact Heathrow director 134.
So by now the lagging should be over. That was just really due to the Heathrow scenery. That just doesn't give any good performance.
83 7 unit from Bravo London, hello, descent level 130.
Descent 130, easy, descent now.
Contract 51, fly heading 0905, climb flight level 180.
Heading to 905, express level 180, contact 51.
Legend 5 unit from Papa, report heading to London, 129.425, bye-bye.
Altimeters, pass 100, climb 130, 10 checks. Fuel is balanced, 4 pumps on. Lights off, APU off, air can press. Is 4.3, climbing set, fasten belts, auto, recall. Checked, monitoring 1 to 1.5. 10 checks complete. And vertical speed. So let's see, target speed 274.
KLM 08 Charlie India, climb flight level 180.
KLM 08 Charlie India, climb flight level 180.
Contract 51, report heading to London, 129.425, bye-bye.
Set.
Heading to
180 checked. VNAV. Set full climb thrust. Full climb thrust coming up.
43 Alpha Hotel, descent flight level 100.
That looks a little busy on the TCAS here. That definitely looks a little busy.
KLM 08 Charlie India, report heading to London, 129.425, bye-bye.
129.425 with the heading, KLM 08 Charlie India, bye-bye.
Contract 51, roger, Zimmer navigation direct Fabric, climb flight level 230, speed 280 knots or greater.
280 knots or greater Fabric, and climb flight level 7 contract, corrections 230 contract frame.
Block control, good evening, KLM 08 Charlie India, passing 148, climber 180, radar heading 0905.
Block contract 51, can you stay on the climb?
Vertical speed.
Correction, Legend 5 uniform Papa, climb flight level 230, own navigation direct Fabric, speed 280 knots or less.
Direct to Vabic, climb flight level 230 and speed 280 or less, Legend 5 uniform Papa.
KLM 08 Charlie India, climb level 180, heading 0905.
KLM 08 Charlie India, under control, roger.
Okay, nothing new.
Sunx 5117, contact
1 to go.
134.125, goodbye.
134.125, goodbye,
KLM 08 Charlie India, climb flight level 230, with zero navigation direct Fabric, speed 280 knots or less.
KLM 08 Charlie India, climb level 230, direct Vabec, speed 280 or less.
Contract, correction, Legend 5 uniform Papa, Legend 5 uniform Papa, speed 280
Execute.
knots, no, exactly. 280
LNAV available. LNAV. Set. 230 checked. VNAV. That's 230 set 1, 2 and 3 times. Monitoring 1 to 1.5. Right, so I really have to say that was London about as busy as it usually is in real life as well. Vertical speed. So, Faisal, what would happen if you left the gear lever in the up position for the whole flight? Basically not a lot. The hydraulic system would wear out a little bit quicker. But generally nothing would happen. Coyote, if you map the gear to the thrustmaster Boeing throttle, it only allows up, down, no off. Yeah, unfortunately that's correct. That's due to an Asobo issue. Because generally when you have the thrustmaster in the up position, it always sends the gear up command. So it doesn't just send it once, but always. And that's why you cannot move the gear lever into the off position in the PMDG then. With kind thanks to Asobo. 1 to go.
Platform 50160.
Platform 457.
And Coyote, you are right, you will see the hydraulic volume on the left side lower than the right, and that's by approximately 20%.
Control, hello, Rhino 400,
Running for Lima Delta, control, climb flight level 370.
Climb flight level 370 on this one.
And Budwin, I still hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yes, PMDG is working on an option to open the windows. That's planned for a future update. Not for the update that's supposed to come in the next couple of days though, but for a future update after that. Right, VNAV.
Sorry, 128.1 for test.
Reset MCP altitude. No. Why does it always reset our cruise level? I don't want it to do that. So, 230. Thanks. No, I don't want to go that slow. That one is going at about 280 knots, so let's just give it 280. And for the descent planning as well.
Sorry, can I have buses from 2 in this one, correct side runway?
And by the way, Comsat.
Thank you very much. Running 2 Kilo Quebec. Good night.
So, 113 miles to our top of descent. Finally, a little bit off, relaxing. Short moments of not having to do something. That's good. That's good. Oh, Fran, Heathrow currently has 110 arrival tons, 113 departures. Yep, that's Heathrow when they're online. That's why it's the busiest airport on VATSIM.
240 for China X145.
Vanguard, I think the breathing of FS Realistic is reducing the stream quality sharpness because of its codec. It's small but noticeable. Okay, I'm going to turn that off. If that's reducing the stream quality, then that's a no-brainer. So, breathing off. Guys, if you notice an improvement in the stream quality right now, then please let me know, okay? So, looking around a little bit, just to give you that feeling. If the stream quality has just improved, please let me know, because then we've found a bug in FS Realistic. Neo, will the passenger cabin interior be Model 2? Yes, it will. And Jonathan, I'm using the Alpha India Group models together with the VATSIM, with the vPilot VMR file from British AFGeek that you can find on flightsim.to. He's done a really good job on his profile. Yeah, Matthew. My first ever VATSIM flight was from Heathrow, although it was massively less busy. Yeah. So, risk left when music. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Is it realistic for the thrust to fluctuate as much as it does on the PMDG during cruise? No, it's not. And it's something that's on PMDG's list for a future update. Right, thanks for the feedback, guys. So I'll leave the breathing option in FS Realistic off from now on. If that helps the stream quality, then I'll definitely leave it off.
Redirected, it's 1457.
And Sergio, yeah, if you like it or not, I guess the reason some like it is just because you get a bit better sense of that 3D modeling there inside the cockpit. Did I just miss? Oh boy. 131.1 with the speed Ryanair. Sorry, KLM. 08 Charlie India. Bye. I flew a couple of too many Ryanair flights there. Brussels, good evening, KLM 08 Charlie India. Flight level 230 inbound Vabik, speed 280 or less.
KLM 08 Charlie India, Brussels control identified, flight level 230 after Vabik, proceed direct DNet.
Vabik, DNet, KLM 08 Charlie India. Right, so that's Vabik, DNet, execute. LNAV available? LNAV.
With 61 Tango Papa, turn left heading 240 vectoring island. Correction vectoring VOR 06.
David, no, I haven't noticed getting any bugs with FS Realistic turned on. So I cannot confirm what you report there, that the scroll wheel on the mouse wouldn't work when it's active. On my side it works.
Turn left heading 240 vectoring for VOR approach runway 06.
Let's have another look outside. This is an amazing view, isn't it? An absolutely amazing view.
Contact side 1, heavy contact Amsterdam radar 124.
And that's what I love Microsoft Flight Simulator for. Even though it is more limited than some of the older simulators in some point, speaking flight dynamics, speaking outside communications for the C++ code here, it is just looking so much better. It is just looking so incredibly much better. Right.
Direct position.
Diamond 8047, proceed direct Golf Tango Quebec now.
Golf Tango
Quebec. That's a Shanghai turn coming up there. Usually you only have these in China.
Bye-bye. Air Transport 632, descent flight level 190, level 5, Idoko.
Flight 190 by Idoko.
Maximus, if your aircraft constantly wants to turn to the right, then it's probably because you have a prop axis assigned, which can act as a tiller in the 737. There's more information about that contained in the documents of the aircraft, and I guess that's probably the case for you. By the way, it's lovely how good the frame rates became again after they were so beep beep in Heathrow. That just shows how hard on your frames the any-built Heathrow scenery is. By the way, something I also really like is this perspective here. Or if we do that from the FO side, it looks even better, with the sun in the back. This perspective, that is something that I just absolutely love. And I've just got to take a screenshot as well.
Control 128.1.
Control 128.10.
Those looks are what really make Microsoft Flight Simulator so fantastic, aren't they?
Papa descend to 3,000 feet, QNH 1012. Descend 3,000, QNH 1012. Diamond 8047, contact the gas control 128.3.
So Boudwin, the clouds look very real. I saw earlier that the rain parts look a bit too dark, like it is pouring very hard everywhere. What do you think as a pilot? Well, honestly, of course it depends on the actual severity of the rain. If it's raining really strong, then they can get that dark. But even if it's not that strong, if the rain shower is just big enough, that they can actually become that dark. Of course, you know, MSFS might be overdoing it a little bit, but I wouldn't say it's too bad. Vanguard, it looks so real it kind of confuses you in regards to the shadow of your head. Yeah, it probably does.
124.875,
Right, so let's do a little bit of an approach preparation here, because we will very soon already have to start our descent. And let's see what the actual plan is at the moment. Landing runway 06, main takeoff 360 left. Okay, so it still seems to be 06.
Right.
So let's actually go ahead and plan that. Then we'll see what they're actually going to give us.
Station calling Brussels control.
So, Dina 3 Alpha arrival, that is what we want to go for. Then approach runway 06 and some over here. We don't have a transition, okay. And Sugal 3 Alpha night transition, let's also just take that chart. Then we have an airport chart, we have a parking stand chart. So that should pretty much be all we need for now.
Apologies, Brussels Control, EG19.
So 056 on the courses.
EG19 Papa Delta, Brussels Control, identified flight of
frequency is 11055.
I was, but I didn't get handed over for quite some time. It made me concerned, so I just reconnected to the network to bring me up. EG19 Papa Delta.
And for the missed approach, we don't need any VOR. Alright, then minimum is gonna be 189.
Direct to ETED, EG19 Papa Delta.
Direct ETED, Papa India Tango Echo Sierra.
And Neo, I fully agree, this is probably the best time of the day to fly Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Tango Echo Sierra,
it's probably really the best. Part of the reason I've chosen this route, by the way. Nope, just kidding. Right, so threats for the arrival, complicated taxi once again, and probably last minute runway change. So, forecast. Let's actually quickly update that. Transition level is 40, and we're looking at a QNH of 1014. So that's it, rings around runway 06, 10 and 4 miles. For the arrival, we have the D02 Alpha arrival in here. It's on a chart 10-2 Alpha from 25th March 2022. Speed max 250 below 100 unless otherwise instructed, that's what we have. And actual descent clearance will be as directed by ATC. Additionally, ATC may request specific speeds for accurate spacing. Comply with any level of speed adjustment. Callouts 08 Charlie India, descent level 220. Set, 220 checked.
Charlie India, report speed to Amsterdam radar 124.875.
124.875 for the speed, Callouts 08 Charlie India, bye bye. Amsterdam radar, good evening, Callouts 08 Charlie India, descent level 220, Mount Dinard, speed 280 or less.
Callouts 08 Charlie India, hello. Dana 3 Alpha arrival, runway 06 and proceed back river.
Dana 3 Alpha arrival, runway 06, direct river, KLM 08 Charlie India. Okay, that's river, execute.
When ready, descent flight hold 70, level by river.
KLM 08 Charlie India, when ready, descent level 70, level by river. Okay, we're descending anyway, so let's keep it going down. Set. That's 70 checked. Alright, so, for our routing then, we are going direct to river already, that's pretty much the end of the star. Speed 250, we've received an at level 70 instruction, then we'll get radar vectors to the ILS approach for runway 06 left. Frequencies are 110.55 on both sides with the courses at 056. MS8, 1700 in the north, 2300 for a short bit in the south east. The approach starts at Alpha Mike 609er in 2000 feet. Now we have Alpha Mike 609er in 2000 feet. And let's put a speed restriction of 180 knots in there, because we really don't want to get too slow. So, 3-degree glide down to a minimum of 189 feet. That's set on both sides. Airfield elevation is -11 feet. We have 0 selected up here. In case of missed approach, climb on 056 track to 2000 feet and a Form ATC. That's what we have in here as well. So small threat there again for the missed approach. It's a rather low level of altitude, so we have to be careful not to bust our missed approach level. Let's do some performance calculation then. Landing en route. We are going towards Amsterdam. The runway is going to be 06, 2.5. It's a dry runway, and we have... yeah, dry runway. The wind is, in the worst case, 320 at 10. That's a 1 knot tailwind component, that's fine. 14 degrees, 1014. We'll take a flap 30 configuration. So let's see, for diversion towards Rotterdam we need 1.9 tons of fuel. In the tanks we have 2.9, that gives us 25 minutes of extra fuel. And we are burning 200 kilos, which makes for landing weight 51.9. So 51,900, calculate. No reverse credit over here. Flaps 30, all brake 3, 1955. Quick look at the chart. Is that useful for us or not? Landing 06. Yeah, we can vacate Sierra 3, Sierra 4. Let's actually see. Let's take auto brakes 2 and flap 30. That's going to get us out at Sierra 4. Okay, so that's pretty much that. Any questions about the briefing? Right, perfect. Then it's my controls with the descent checklist, please. Pressurization, land alt 0, any ice, off, approach by fuel, discussed, IS and outbox. Checked and set. Descent checklist complete. Bootwin, are the Jeppesen charts close to the real charts? Actually, they are real charts. So I know it says not for navigation on there, but they are exactly the same charts as the real-life Jeppesen charts. They're 100% the same. So yes, definitely they are close to the real charts.
India after river, contact to Osrom.
KLM 08 Charlie India, after river to Osram. Not in the database, okay. We've got a little bit of time to try to find them on the chart somewhere. So let's try to find them. And if we can't, well then we can't. But let's see, maybe we can find them somewhere.
The Rotterdam CTR, so for entry clearance contact triple approach on 121.2.
121.
So we had another night transition chart here, but no. Ah, Otheron, okay. On the extended center line. That's good. We can definitely do that. So it's going to be a river. KLM 08 Charlie India, speed 250 knots. Bubble change. 250. In KLM 08 Charlie India, do you still need us to cross river at level 70?
No, it's not needed.
Roger. Perfect. Right, so river, Osron, and then we'll take Alpha Mike 610. Like this. And now we should have a perfect straight-in approach. Actually, we'll put 609 behind 610. Now we should have a perfect straight-in approach. Now come on, Osron 609. Is that better? Yeah, that is better. Okay. Then he said he doesn't need the 70 restriction anymore, so we'll take that out.
KLM 08 Charlie India, contact Schiphol approach, 121.2, bye bye.
121.2, KLM 08 Charlie India, bye bye.
Mike arrival, 1000 feet, runway 06, information, roll. Papa, roll Alpha.
Eurowings 2180, turn right 270, speed 180 knots.
Right, that's 180.
Skipper 265, info India, vector 06, descent level 40. Legend 5 from Papa, speed 210 knots, contact arrival, 1 minute decimal 4, calls now.
Speed 210, 118 with the full side, Legend 5 from Papa. Bye bye.
Bye bye, American 3142, contact Amsterdam, 125.
Seems rather busy. 10 checks first then. Fuel balanced, 4 pumps.
To confirm,
Lights on, bang 25, air cannon press. 4.4, descending set, fast modes on, recall checked, 1 to 1.5. Deselected. Cabin crew 10 minutes to landing. 10 checks complete.
Speedbird 106, turn right 240. Oscar Lima Papa, turn right 270, descent 2000 feet.
Right 270 and 30,000 feet. Good Lima Papa.
Schiphol approach, KLM 08 Charlie India, passing 90470, information India inbound river, then Osron.
KLM 08 Charlie India, India correct, descent level 40 for straight in 06.
Descent level 40, straight in 06, KLM 08 Charlie India.
Speedbird 4 for Delta,
check.
speed 200.
Right, straight in, that sounds good.
Speedbird 106, contact arrival, 1 minute decimal 4, calls are only.
Well, then...
KLM 355, descent 2000 feet.
Manual flight.
KLM 08 Charlie India, speed 210 knots.
KLM 08 Charlie India, speed 210 knots.
Clipper 117.
Speed into bend 210.
Approach for the Bing 117, we do.
Clipper 117, hello, climb up for 130.
Left heading 130 for the Bing 117.
For the Bing 117 negative, climb flight level 130.
Climb flight level 130 for the Bing 117.
Oscar Lima Papa, turn right heading 330, cleared approach, 36 right.
Right 330, cleared left 06. Right, was it Oscar Lima Papa?
Negative, Oscar Lima Papa, to confirm the heading is 330 and cleared approach 36 right.
Heading 330 and 36 right, Oscar Lima Papa.
Eurowings 2180, 8 miles out, contact tower 119.225, bye bye. Speedbird 4 for Delta, turn right heading 240.
Right 240, 4 for Delta.
KLM 355, turn right 330.
Right 330 for KLM 355.
Philippine 117, contact Amsterdam 125.750.
Speeding to Amsterdam 121.750, Philippine 117.
Negative.
Okay, so Frisk.
125.750.
Frequencies 110.55, active on both sides.
125.750 for Philippine 117.
KLM 08 Charlie India, contact arrival 1 minute decimal 4, calls are only.
Blocked.
KLM 08 Charlie India, arrival 1 minute decimal 4, calls are only.
118.4, KLM 08 Charlie India.
Oscar Lima Papa, no speed restriction.
Speed 106, descend to 3000 feet, QNH 1014.
Right, rings, 10 miles, 4 miles, Idens, Kilo Alpha Quebec, course is 056, just waiting for the altimeters then.
1014.
KLM 08 Charlie India.
KLM 08 Charlie India, hello. Continue.
Continue. Okay, that's easy, I can do that.
Good evening, Speedbird 44 Delta.
Speedbird 44 Delta, hello.
Let's put those flight directors off, don't need them anymore.
KLM 08 Charlie India, turn left heading 360, speed 180 knots.
KLM 08 Charlie India, left heading 360, speed 180 knots.
Speedbird 106, turn left heading 110.
Okay, flaps 1.
Legend 5 Uniform Papa, speed 160 until 4.
160 before, Legend 5 Uniform Papa.
Legend 5 Uniform Papa, cleared ILS runway 06.
And cleared ILS runway 06, Legend 5 Uniform Papa.
Let's just prepare as much of the approach checks as possible.
0, correction, Speedbird 44 Delta, descend to 3000 feet, QNH 1014.
301014, Speedbird 44 Delta.
Speedbird 106, turn left heading 090, clear ILS 06. Speedbird 44 Delta, speed 180 knots.
Speedbird 180, Speedbird 44 Delta.
So that guy below us there is probably going in first then. Then let's see where he is going to vector us now.
KLM 08 Charlie India, speed 160 until 4.
KLM 08 Charlie India, speed 160 until 4. Flaps 5.
Speedbird 106, make it heading 075 to intercept. KLM 08 Charlie India, turn right heading 100, descend 2000 feet on QNH 1014.
KLM 08 Charlie India, right heading 100, descend 2000 feet, QNH 1014.
Speedbird 44 Delta, turn left heading
set, 2000 check, set altimeter 1014.
Left 150, Speedbird 44.
Passing 4100, descending 2000, no flag, stand by set, approach checklist. Altimeter still instruments, set cross checked, approach rates, checked and set. Approach checklist complete.
Speedbird 44 Delta, descend to 2000 feet.
2000, Speedbird 44 Delta.
KLM 08 Charlie India, are we cleared for the approach, or are you taking us through the central line again?
KLM 08 Charlie, expect a left turn shortly.
Roger. Okay, so crossing the localizer once again. He's trying to build up a little bit of separation with the guy in front over there.
KLM 08 Charlie India, turn left heading 080, cleared ILS 06.
That's 080, cleared ILS 06, KLM 08 Charlie India.
Speedbird 44 Delta, turn left heading 060.
Okay, that's 080. That's localizer alive. Localizer capture. Runway heading 056.
Speedbird 265, descend to 2000 feet, QNH 1014.
Let's reduce the speed a little bit further. because the guy in front is really close.
Speedbird 106, contact the tower, 119.225, bye-bye. Speedbird 4 for Delta, fly heading 050, cleared ILS 06.
050, cleared ILS 06, number 4 for Delta.
Get him 08 Charlie India, contact tower, 119.225, bye-bye.
119.225, KLM 08 Charlie India, bye-bye.
Speedbird 106, number 1, the wind 350 degrees, 10 knots, continue.
Tower, Bravo,
Hello, KLM 08 Charlie India.
EC5 Mike Bravo, taxi holding point, runway 36 left at whiskey 5, cross runway 36 center.
EC6 Patek Bravo, runway 36 left, fly EC5.
Okay, preceding aircraft is just vacating. So, gear down, flap 15. Landing checklist. Start switches, continuous, recall, check, speed brake, arm, green light, landing gear down 3 green, auto brakes 2 set, flaps 30. Set VRF plus 5.
Speedbird 2825, runway 36 left, cleared for takeoff.
So, flaps 30, 30, green light. Holding at lights.
08 Charlie India with me.
Hey firm.
08 Charlie India, number 1, the wind 350 degrees, 10 knots, continue.
Continue.
Legend 5 Uniform Papa, taxi gate, Delta
Right.
to correction, Delta 28.
Other guy there's just vacated as well.
Delta 28 from
That seems to be going back onto the runway. Let's see where that is going.
Good evening, Super 4 for Delta, ILS 06, 6 miles.
Speedbird 4 for Delta, number 2, the wind 350 degrees, 10 knots, continue.
Right, we're going to get the landing clearance really close to the ground, so I'll just put the lights on right now already. But remember, we don't have our clearance
there's
yet.
currently no one behind, so you can reduce final approach speed.
I'm going to continue.
Speedbird 106, expedite vacating left.
So it looks like there is somebody still on that runway.
Yeah, Belarus, via
So go around if you have to, straight at 2,000 feet. But he seems to be vacating now.
KLM 08 Charlie India, runway 06 clear to land.
Approaching minimum.
06 cleared land, KLM 08 Charlie India.
Minimums.
Continue.
Citypair 28, good evening, request cross runway 36 center on Whiskey 5.
Yeah, with 228, that's already part of the taxi clearance. At Whiskey 5, cross runway 36 center.
20. 10.
And down we are. Speed pick up, thrust was normal, idle reverse.
All stations still currently at the gate, or who have not had yet that taxi clearance, contact ground 1.1.8.
80 knots. Okay, we don't take this taxiway, but the next one. Come on, manual brakes. Thrust reverse off. Speed brake retracted, that helps with the rolling a bit.
One. 1,200 meters remaining.
Clear for takeoff, Airport 148.
Alright, here we are. Back to Schiphol.
Speedbird 44 Delta, runway 06, clear to land.
Clear land 06, Speedbird 44 Delta.
KLM 08 Charlie India, contact ground 121.8.
121.8, KLM 08 Charlie India, great job.
Lufthansa 1627, monitor ground 121.8.
Ground 121.8.
Jetset 2678, contact departure.
Charlie KLM 08 Charlie India, runway vacated.
First a retake of Speedbird 106, please. KLM 08 Charlie India, welcome to Schiphol, taxi gate Delta 12 via Alpha 5.
Gate Delta 12 via Alpha 5, KLM 08 Charlie India. Okay, so where is that? Delta 12 Alpha 5, alright, so we go first to the right onto Bravo, then left Alpha 5, and then on the right hand side.
Good 6060, yeah.
So, off to the right here.
Can I continue taxi to runway 36 left?
And then it's first on the left.
Continue taxi to runway 36 west, wait a bit.
Something I don't understand. I'm getting so excellent frames here in Schiphol. Why can't I get similarly good frames at Heathrow?
Golf Whiskey, Lima, Juliet, Tango. Hello, clear to
The
London
British
Heathrow.
should be
Full
turning
36
right
departure.
as far as I
Runway 36
am
left,
aware.
initial climb flight level 60.
Yeah, he is.
627.
Perfect. So, APU start.
6 to Heathrow on the Velocity 0 departure and then to the left. Initially, but it's secure
And Overflow, and I fully agree. The Vatsam controllers are doing a really good job here.
Yeah, Tango, confirm the sit. Full lot 36er departure.
And Alex Raff, if you're new to flight, theoretically you can use keyboard and mouse.
08 Charlie India, give way to the British Airways 8320.
08 Charlie India, give way to the British. Confirm that's the one in front of us. There is no second one coming.
Ifr.
Roger. Okay. So then our gate is
we're on
the one up here is Charlie 14. So sorry, Delta 14. So the first left, first right.
Alpha 5, we're actually for Delta.
So that's to the left over here. And then how do we get into this gate? Is there any line? Of course there is no line. No, it's actually this one here. Right, that's more logical. And there is a line actually, very good. So, and here we go. Of course in real life these gates would all be marked and it would be written on cards what these gates actually are for. So which gate number it is, but unfortunately Asobo didn't do that on their enhanced airport scenery. Alright, here we are. So we've got 2 blue and 1 red. Engine's dead.
Vivid 149er, please taxi on the right hand side.
Well, there's the right hand side on to Bravo, I guess.
Ifr, Lufthansa 1627 for you as well, taxi on the right hand side via Bravo, correction, via Alpha and Charlie.
Right hand side via Alpha, Charlie,
Alright, I'll just leave the ATC frequency here. Too busy to say thank you to them, but if any of you controllers is watching this stream, thank you very much for the great job that you've done today. Absolutely amazing, really, all of you. Alright, so, that is time for the full shutdown checklist. Electrical, fuel pumps, 1 on, electrical on APU, fasten belts, off, Window heat off, probe heat, auto, anti-ice, off, electric hydraulic pumps, off, voice recorder, on, air compacts, auto, engine bleeds, on, APU bleed, off, exterior lights, set, start switches, off, auto brake, off, speed brake, down attent, flops, up and light, parking brake, set, start levers, cut off, weather radar, off, transponder, 2000 standby, CBRCB, in, cockpit door, unlocked, and that is the shutdown checklist complete. Alright guys, so I'm going to answer a couple more questions, so keep them coming in the text below, and I'm going to answer them as soon as I have started the deboarding over here, which is hopefully going to be in a couple moments. So power is connected, so that means we can also get our jetway. And that's the APU going off. Alright, so. Why is the jetway not moving? Let's try that again. Now it's coming. Perfect. Alright, so, I'll start from the bottom up. So, Bootwin, thank you very much for your kind words, and you're most welcome with the answers. Vanguard, how did you control the speed during manual flight during the approach? Well, manually. Just set the, target N1. And the airplane's going to, and the rest is easy physics, so simply use the thrust lever. So, Alex, yeah, well, I would honestly recommend you, if you want to do flight simming, then get yourself the room for a joystick, because it really is what makes the difference. So that's really my main recommendation here. If you want to do flight simming, make it work with the joystick. It doesn't have to be an expensive one. It doesn't have to be, you know, a whole home cockpit that you have to have, but just something that makes it possible to steer the aircraft. Because doing it by the, really doing it with a keyboard, that's taking so much of the fun away. Then, another question. Please tell me about reverse levers. I suspect they have several fixed positions, but regarding the sim they only have on and off. Yes, that's correct. You have the idle reverse detent. Then from there on you basically have a free range of movement until about 74%, which is what we call second detent. And then you have maximum reverse, which is basically if you pull with quite a lot of force from the second detent, you get them a notch further into the third detent, which is then maximum reverse 83%. Melvin, which airports have I been to today? Well, Schiphol and Heathrow. Oh, Fran, what is the green line on the altitude on the primary flight display? That is the barometric minimum that we have dialed in from the Ifr control panel. So that's the minimum for our approach. Then, Red Kelly, I noticed that you respond to ATC instructions with your call sign first. In the AIP it's written that you can put the call sign first or last. So you can either start or finish with the call sign, but that's up to you. Unless you are doing an initial call, then it's always your own call sign first. Mehmet, hey mate, really enjoying your work. Is there a way to contact you, like an email or something? I want to ask a couple of questions about something I need help with. Well, at the moment I don't have a direct email, but I'm working on setting up a community Discord. But that is going to take a couple of days, weeks, I don't know. But once that is up, you can ask your questions there. Another question, are the VATSIM controllers similar to the real-world controllers? Partly yes and partly no. There are differences between how the controllers handle traffic in real life and in VATSIM. In VATSIM is a lot more based on the books, and they try to do it a lot more standardized than in real life. In real life you often get radar vectors, you often get speed control combined with vertical speed control, so the ATC is really telling you exactly where to put the airplane. Unlike on VATSIM, where it's mostly fly direct to, cleared, star XYZ. But apart from that, they are doing a really good job. So I would say that you can most definitely use VATSIM to practice for your radio telephony license in the flight school. Freddy, is there a moving airplane in the Jeppesen application, or is that just a Navigraph convenience feature? Well, at least as far as I'm concerned, I have never used charts with the moving airplane in them. The only exception to that is the en route charts in my airlines. That's where we can overlay our position. I know that it is possible though, and it is offered, but I just don't know any operators actually using it. And Neo, are the Navigraph charts always up to date? Yes, they mostly are. Vanguard, regarding the speed control and approach, do I use hardware? Yes, I'm using the Thrustmaster Boeing throttles. They are quite good, but they are a little... I would love for there to be a little bit more travel range, so that I could control the N1 even more precise. Because currently the speed control is still a little imprecise. In the real aircraft I can change the N1 to 0.2 or 0.3%. In this one maybe to 1%. Alex Vanderpass, which left pumps needs to be on for the APU and does it matter? You could use both, but usually the forward pump is being used. And does it matter? Nope, you could even leave them completely off. Turning on an AC pump for the APU is a leftover from the 737 Classic, where the APU's own fuel pump was really bad. And in the 737 NG, the pump is good enough that, theoretically speaking, you wouldn't need to turn on an AC pump at all. Now, our engineers say it does extend the service life a little bit, that's why we do it, but honestly, I don't want to know how often we've just turned them off on the last flight of the day and then eventually at some point noticed, oh, the APU is still on. So, you are not going to kill the aircraft with that. Andrea, what do you use en route charts for? Honestly, the main use is to check for the minimum safe altitudes and the minimum en route altitudes. Apart from that, we don't really use the en route charts. Of course, it's good also to check MSAs, for example, if you are deviating from the route, or check the MSA towards your alternate airport. Sorry guys. So check the MSA towards the alternate airport and that kind of stuff. AJ, would you prefer the honeycomb yoke and throttle quadrant? I have used the honeycomb in the past, and it felt a little nicer on the aileron on the elevator axis, not so nice on the ailerons. And it just reminded me a little bit more of the general aviation aircraft. That's why I'm using the Thrustmaster Boeing yoke now, because it just feels a little nicer, it holds a little nicer in your hands than the honeycomb, in my opinion. Apart from that, they aren't really that different. And I have actually not used the honeycomb throttle. I thought about getting it actually, but it seems that the range of travel on the thrust levers is similar to the Thrustmaster Boeing, so I would really be looking for something where you have more travel range, so that you have more precise engine control. Alex, should I get a HOTAS or a Boeing style joystick, and do I need rudder pedals? Well, rudder pedals are nice to have, but not necessary. If your joystick has a twist function, so if it has an axis with which you can control the rudder, then that is totally sufficient. Apart from that, should you get a HOTAS or a Boeing style joystick? With that, I guess you mean a control column. If I'm totally honest with you, depends on what you fly. If you fly many aircraft that are flown with a joystick or with a side stick, like Airbuses or like some general aviation aircraft, then I would probably recommend you to get a HOTAS. Because flying a control column driven aircraft with a joystick is easier than doing it the other way around, flying a joystick driven aircraft with a control column. At least in my opinion. So unless you say that you exclusively want to fly aircraft that actually have a control column, like Cessnas, like Boeings, etc. If you do say that, then get a control column. But if you are flying mixed control types of aircraft, then consider getting a HOTAS instead. That's my point of view. Now that comes down to a lot of personal taste, so it might be that somebody else will find that to be totally different. Andrew, have I ever met any of the other aviation YouTubers like Mentor Pilot or Flytech to Zim? Actually, I have met Mentor Pilot, yes. I have met him. Ofran, is there any way for you copying my 737 settings? Honestly, I haven't done a lot of settings. My joystick is basically calibrated to standard, so no changes done there. And the only buttons I've assigned is an autopilot disconnect button, a trim button, and a push to talk button. And then on the thrust levers I've assigned an auto throttle disconnect button. But that's all, because that's all we have on the real 737 control column. And if you mean my simulator settings, those are available in the community tab of my YouTube channel. So over there you'll find screenshots of my settings. Alright guys, I'll leave it at that. Thank you very much for joining. I hope you've had a great day. And I'm looking forward to see you all on the next one. Now, I don't quite know when that is gonna be, because tomorrow I'll be in the cinema watching the new Top Gun, finally. And after that, I'm probably gonna do 1,000 spoiler videos of Top Gun. Nope, just joking. I'm not gonna do any spoilers. And, yeah, well, I just see 2 more questions coming in which I'm going to answer, but after that it's gonna be it, okay? So, Ofran, I mean the FMC settings, the user experience. Honestly, I haven't changed there much either. I've turned on the service-based failures, and I've set the... what's it called again? The overlay of the thrust lever position when the auto throttle is engaged, the blue arc. I've turned that one on. But that's about it, really. And Matthias, or Matthias, if you are Dutch, then it's probably Matthias, sorry for that. Are you sometimes tired of flying so much, both in real life and on the sim? Well, I would not say so. Well, in real life, yeah, it happens from time to time. Next week, again, I'm going to do 18 sectors in 5 days, so... believe me, after the 10th sector, you slowly start thinking, do I really want to stay in this airline for the rest of my life? Or do I just want to go long haul, do a single sector every day? And in the sim, well, when I'm getting tired of it, then you can be sure that I will just be taking a break from it. But until that happens, you can be sure that I'm still enjoying it. Alright, so that's it. Thank you very much, guys. Hope you enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to see you all on the next one. Have a great rest of the weekend, have a great week, and if you really liked my videos, I would appreciate a small donation. But until then, see you around, hoping to see you soon,